Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hey, welcome to the Detroit Cast on a Wednesday with Mike and Jay. Big E is here. Kadog, still an asshole, yet here. How are you, Jay?
I'm
good.
good.
To see you, buddy.
Thank you. Good
Yeah.
to see you.
How you
guys.
feeling?
Better. Yeah. Got some rest. I'm good, man.
Yeah. It's good to have you back.
Thanks for having me back, guys.
Yes, we missed you. It was a tough go last night. It was fun, but
Good.
it's always tough when
Yeah. Well, I
whenever
come
you
in, my
shuffle the lineup.
headphones are askew. The microphone's all
Beth's fault.
cocked.
Blame Beth's
It's all
fault.
cacked.
Yeah.
Got to fix everything. The headphones are way down. Like
Oh, are they?
How I used to have them when I was new.
Yeah.
Or that you guys are like, God, how can you even hear?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Isn't that funny how that works?
Yeah.
It's like, you'll get it. At first, when you first started, you'd have a headphone off, so you could still hear yourself.
totally weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Now try it. It
Right.
seemed weird to you.
I only do that when you sing.
What are you gonna do? Anyway, welcome to the show. It's good to have you back, sir.
Thank
And
you.
dare I say, a big show today. We got a lot to get to. A lot of sick people today,
Dude.
Yeah.
I looked at that pile of stories. I didn't like what I saw.
Yeah. The end of the show is going to be tough for Jay today.
I'm hoping we don't get to these.
I'll make sure we do, just for your sake. We got an autistic murder suicide. Kentucky Fried Chicken making some news. The Vanderbilt rape case. Remember that?
Football players. Yeah.
Yeah. That's some stuff there. We got a balcony collapse in near Berkeley, Cal Berkeley.
Seems like that happens every 10 years or so, right?
What?
A bunch of college kids die falling off a balcony.
I don't know. Does it?
Yeah, I feel like that happens a lot. Like in Chicago, maybe 8 or 10 years ago.
Like partying their
Yeah,
asses.
yeah.
Yeah. I could see.
Yeah, this
that.
one's a little different scenario in that it looks like a nice apartment. Usually they're just these, trash ass apartments.
Yeah.
with wooden decks that collapse.
Yeah.
But this one's pretty high. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. 4 stories up. Only one American died though. So.
Well, it's not.
Now, I'm not saying this is a good news story, but could have been worse. Could have been worse. Really, we're starting right now. All right, here we go. Also, the story that's dominating the news is, of course, Rachel Dolezal.
God, it's just so weird. It's just such a weird position to take, right?
Yeah, she doubled down on her blackness today. She's doing the interview circuit all day.
Okay.
She was on the Today Show with Matt Lauer. She was on MSNBC.
Yeah, I don't have cable, so
you wouldn't have seen the MSNBC. You didn't miss much, although it is kind of comical. She insisted she is definitely not white. Yes,
But did she say she's black? Like, is it just like, I'm not white?
well, what you missed yesterday was a new term that was birthed, which is transracial. Let's let that sit there for a second. Transracial, which is a term. Get used to it, folks. That's a coming.
Again, it's all this relativism, right? It's whatever, hey, who am I to say what's
Yeah.
right for you?
Yeah,
It's all about you and how you feel.
right.
There's no black and white. There's no right or
Right.
wrong.
She, of course, is the civil rights leader. She was for those that are living under a rock, she's the former now president of the Spokane, Washington chapter of the NCAA.
NCAA, yeah. What are they going to do when it comes tournament time?
I don't
Did
know.
you guys play that one out yesterday?
I mentioned it.
He tried, but I just kind of plowed
Yeah.
through it.
I know. I tried. I said, "Are we going to still have brackets next year?" And he kind of just said, "Whatever."
Yeah, you weren't here to take.
He
run
nodded
with it.
you off?
Yes, kind
Oh
of.
my God.
I had
said
a
we-
few things on my mind last night. I'm sorry.
I know. And the problem is,
That's a great one, though. They continually bringing it back to NCAA.
Yeah.
You had none of
well,
it.
what,
huh?
what do you mean?
No.
Joke?
Yes, I think the
No.
brackets will go on. Just maybe they won't have the tournament this year in Spokane, Washington. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
won't be a regional.
Well, the thing is,
center.
Beth didn't push
Yeah.
it as much as she could. Beth could have really got on that and
Yeah,
pushed
she failed with that. She
You
dropped
probably
the
didn't know
ball.
what the hell you were talking about.
right the tournament. She wasn't.
She's like, this retard. It's the NAACP retard. So yeah, she's out. She was on the Today Show as I mentioned, And she was very unapologetic in her live interview. She said she would do nothing differently if her younger self knew what she knows now, claiming that her life has been about making choices for her survival. When asked by Lauer if presenting herself as a black woman for years was akin to wearing blackface.
Hold on. What does that mean? Making choices for her survival? Meaning like for her advancement in this organization?
Perhaps.
Like she just keeps piling on the lies in order to keep her spot?
I guess.
Survival, her career survival? Because clearly it's not like living
Life or
survival.
death, right.
Yeah, it's not life or death.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's okay. You just keep lying just to keep your position?
I think she's going to take the position that I feel like a black person.
Transracial?
Transracial, yeah.
Can we just call it all mentally ill? Why do we have to keep like making these subcategories of mental illness?
I don't know. We used to call it mentally ill. We used to call it lying.
Fucking weird.
It's all it is.
Can we call it fucking weird?
Fucking weird.
I don't know.
That fits.
Fuck, it is fucking weird. No, I said this yesterday, Jay, that I thought that like it'd be awesome to be young right now because you can just be born and just on a daily basis decide whatever you want to be.
I'm telling you, dude, African American, Jewish, Eskimo, you'd get into any college you wanted.
Yeah,
right, just check those
with like
lists.
a 3-2.
Yeah, lesbian.
Yeah,
black woman. Yeah, you could. There's a lot of ways that you could milk the system.
You got a lot of freedom
to your advantage.
Just one day, maybe decide I'm a woman and I want to run the female mile instead of the male mile.
At what point does this get insulting to everybody, though?
Right,
where it's like, okay, enough. No, you cannot take advantage of all the social programs out there meant for specific groups because you've decided to identify as X.
Well, that's what where you were going with like a blackface kind of scenario or context to it, right?
Yep.
Isn't that? I mean, she's not making fun of it, obviously, but
yeah,
it's a masquerade.
It is. She says, I have huge issues with blackface. This is on a very real connected level. I've had to go there with the experience, not just a visual representation. Well, the problem is you can't really go there.
Right.
Right? Isn't that the whole point? Is that a black person would argue that, yeah, I can't shut it off at night. This is the way I am. And if I'm treated differently because this is the inherent bias and that we see in this country that the struggle continues for.
Yeah. What was it? Somebody wrote, what was it? A feminist wrote about the Caitlyn Jenner thing about a week ago, and you quoted it as her describing it as like the slow drip of womanhood.
Yes.
Like you can't just cut off your dick and call yourself a woman. There's something that happens every day, every second of every day. Yeah. It's just a slow drip of you becoming a woman and living life as a woman. Same thing racially, I would think.
Absolutely. And I know it's a gray area and people want to act like they're all inclusive and whatever. But yeah, that woman made some very good points about it. You know, that things that Caitlyn Jenner will never fully understand. She'll never know what it's like to walk down an alley late at night and be worried for her safety. She'll never know what it feels like to get your period at an odd time at an early age. She'll never, she'll never know those steps that make you a woman, those experiences that make you a full woman.
Right.
And that's
it's an insult, and it's insulting then to step out as I am a woman and I do this. And Caitlyn isn't necessarily like championing women's causes at this point.
Yeah.
Probably will.
Yeah.
But it's very insulting, I would think, for this woman to step out there and act as if she's been so downtrodden.
Yeah.
And it's not just, hey, I'm black and I've risen to this position. It's all the shit that she claims happened to her in the past, right? All the my dad and suffered all this, and there's her dad like sitting at home in Montana. Yeah, Larry's sitting on the couch in Montana,
going, "What?" Yeah, what? It's really bad, and we were talking about it last night too, and I think there's another problem too, where you've got people take sides in things, and if you've never been through that struggle like we've never been through, it's very easy to see injustices or go, that just doesn't seem possible. This is being blown out of proportion. Or how are you justifying what appears to be animals rioting in the street right now? And there's a real argument that goes on there. And so a case like this, when she's got 20 claims out there of racial injustices against her and violent crimes and hate crimes, and she's filing suit everywhere, all of a sudden it's very easy to go, yeah, you're full of shit. And it takes everybody that has real arguments, real problems, and it puts into question, I think, for people to go, yeah, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. See how easy it is to just make claims? I mean, if you wanted to walk through life and everywhere you looked, you sought out injustice or perceived injustice personally, it'd be very easy to walk through life and go, that guy looked at me funny because of this.
Yeah, I represented a lot of companies over my legal career where they're being sued by people and based on either gender discrimination, racial disability, whatever it is. And really, when you peel back the onion and you get to the bottom of it, they're claiming everything bad that happened to them in the workplace was due to this protected characteristic.
Right.
But really, it's like, no, other people, nothing, everything doesn't go swimmingly for everyone in their career. Things happen. You get passed over for promotions. A manager says something to you that you take as offensive, not like overtly racial or something like that, but just that oh shit, that was shitty. I feel bad about that. And
your lunch gets stolen out of the fridge.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody,
some guy bumped you in the hallway.
Somebody, gives you more work than you think is fair. Well, guess what? It's not always, it rarely is because of that protected characteristic. It's just because you're going through your employment, and that's the same sort of shit. It's infuriating.
Is it hard to prove?
It's sad.
Is it hard to prove when that happens? Is it become obvious when it's real?
Well, to me, yes. There's a lot of cases out there where people are just going forward with these cases based on perceived injustice. And it's like, well, where's the racial animus? Where's the gender animus? And rarely can they show it unless they have some sort of statement by somebody that's overtly, African Americans are this, or women this.
Yeah. So we're not giving her the promotion. Are you kidding me? But we'll turn off this percentage of our base because she's black.
Yeah. And dude, I've sat there in depositions and questioned people, and they are dead set on this. Like, they absolutely, I say, based on your complaint, it looks like you're claiming that you were discriminated based on your race. Please tell me why you think that. And they go through this, and I'm telling you, it's the most mundane, dumb shit that I'm like, oh my God, that happens to everybody. But they fuck.
Can you say that to them, or that's not?
No,
your
I mean,
place?
you start to peel back and sort of challenge them on it. Well, I don't, why race? Why race? Why, why are you perceiving the lunch taken out of the refrigerator as race? Well, just because it always, becomes speculative and based on conjecture, and you love that as the lawyer, because you'll argue that there's nothing there. Yeah. But it's really sad a lot of times. I mean, you sit there and you go, dude, how do you live your whole life thinking that everything that's happening to you is based on your race or gender or disability? It's just like,
and that's what I see with this lady, and it's unfortunate because it sounds like she's done some really good things for the NCAA. She's risen to the top there in Washington.
I think she appropriately made that one East bracket, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Well,
it would have been the West bracket, I think, in Spokane, but
she had her hand in the East.
Right.
I mean, I always question whether Georgetown should be such a high seed, but
she knew what she was talking about.
It is.
Yeah, it's tough, man, but it takes into it knocks down all of that good that could be going on when you spend, because that's what it looks like to me. It looks like someone who's spending every waking minute trying to always prove that I'm a real black woman and I have the same injustices. People stare at me when I go into a store. They follow me around. They send me hate mail, lynchings.
Why couldn't she just do what she does as a white woman?
She absolutely could. And that's why they're baffled at the NCAA. They're going, are you shitting me? There are tons of white people who have risen to prominence in this organization.
We have tons of white people setting these brackets every year.
Yeah.
Every year.
We would welcome them. We do welcome them. And so they're as baffled as anybody. And they feel like the same thing. Like, fuck, you've been lying to us all this time. And she's, like I said, doubling down on her non-whiteness.
But it's just non-whiteness. She's not now saying she's overtly black. Is that the deal? Is she saying like there's a drop of black blood in my history, or is she just saying I'm something other than white? What is she? I'll get to a story on that because there's some actual details coming out about just how black she may or may not be.
However, Lauer was asking her pretty pointed questions about that.
Did you watch it though?
I watched some of it. I don't usually watch NBC in the morning, but I did see clips of it. Why? What did you see?
I was just gonna say the one part. I don't know if you're gonna get this or not, but the part where it's just such a pussy to me. These questions, the idea that he's hammering her home.
Why wouldn't you fucking hammer
That's my
her?
point.
I know.
That's
You know
my
what I
point.
mean? She's not a star. She's not someone you have to worry about an agent getting pissed. You fucking hammer
Bring
her
it.
ass.
Yeah.
Because then he won't get the next one right or whatever it is. No, but
but you gain credibility for being the no bullshit interview guy.
I agree. No, but I was going to say, I don't know if you're getting to this specific question or not, but the part where he brought up, like, no, I'm going to, he was asking her about the perception that she was being dishonest. But he's like, now, if you're offended by that, I apologize. But this is the, and it's like, dude, shut the perception that she's being, it wasn't dishonest, wasn't the word. I think he used a different word. I think it began with a D, but it was a different word.
I don't mean to offend you with this line of questioning.
Disingenuous.
However,
it was just like, but he was just like, and you may take exception to the wording, but did you, I wish I could remember the fucking specific word he used.
No, I know. There's a lot of viewers that do that. And it's
a perception. She did deceive
go
people.
for it.
Like whether she is, it doesn't matter whether she did all this work or whether she really identifies, she did lie. So the idea of whether she's offended by I'm pretty sure it was deceiving. I thought he said like, no, this might offend you, but some people are saying that you've deceived people here. And it's like, might offend you. It should, because she did. I don't know. I don't know the other way, but
he was asking her questions about changing her appearance to seem black. And she's kind of sidestepping those. And she says, I certainly don't stay out of the sun.
Yeah, I heard that one too.
She added that her
that's the same. Like that's the same. He's asking her about side, and I don't stay out the sun if that's what you mean. Yeah, that's what he's asking.
So I'm blacker in the summer, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess I
identify
either.
more as a black woman, even more so in the summer.
Look at Jay. I just had a weekend Reddit. Got all red. I guess I could argue that. I mean,
She added that her black identity was solidified more recently when she took in her adopted brother Isaiah and started bringing him up as her son.
Right.
So
Isaiah with a Z.
So everybody, yes, you're right. Who is black, and she does have a half black kid now. Her ex-husband was a black guy, of course.
Right.
And he drilled her and put a half black, he put a half black kid in her, and so she does have that. And so people are like, well, yeah, your kid can identify as black, but you not so much. Being a white person adopting a black person does not make you black. I'm sorry.
God,
it just doesn't work that way.
Bizarre that she's holding on to it.
Yeah, she said that he said to her, "You're my real mom, and for that to be something that is plausible, I certainly can't be seen as white and be Isaiah's mom." Yeah. I actually
you adopted him.
God damn it.
She says, I was talking to one of my sons yesterday. He said, Mom, racially, you're human, and culturally, you're black. I do know that they support the way I identify.
Do you know that I have an Asian sister? Does that make me Asian?
Yeah.
I don't feel like Chinese tonight anyway.
Yeah, it does. I mean, certainly your parents could identify.
Could argue that.
Yeah. She also answered other questions about her family, namely the claim that an African-American man is her father. Albert Wilkerson, he was the black guy that fought off the cops and then took the midnight train up north to get out of town. He was a Marine, all that. That's how
that's what she was claiming he was her dad, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
And she said, Albert Wilkerson is my dad. Every man can be a father. Not every man can be a dad.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile, goofball white as white gets, Larry is just sitting in his home back in Montana.
She doesn't get it,
He
man.
paid for all those fucking birthday, he paid for all that shit. Now this other guy's just getting the credit.
She said she was talking to MSNBC as well. She said she understood people's anger towards her, but they don't know me. They really don't know what I've actually walked through and how hard it is.
Sounds like we do, actually.
Yeah, I think everybody does.
Okay, she identifies with the culture, right? And that's fine, whatever.
Great.
But you're not black.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And you're right. Why couldn't he just hammer her? Why couldn't he just fucking get in her face and say, look it?
We need to call this bitch.
I know. I'd love to talk to her. She is doing the circuit. She probably will stay away from a show like ours. But as you asked a good question a minute ago, Jay, about how black is she? Because there's a lot of people that claim, well, if you've got one drop of black in you, then you can claim to be black. And that gets into some really gray lines because black people would argue, I don't care if you're half white, 50% white, you can't identify as white, like the president. It's like there are certain characteristics of you that give the appearance of being an African American that you can't shut off at night.
Right.
So it's a shitty argument. And so anyway, there's people that have looked into her claims, and they've genealogically gone back and looked at her history, and they found back they've gone through the last 4 centuries.
Oh boy.
Nothing.
Centuries.
And she has no black relatives dating back to 1671.
Oh boy.
Nary a drop.
Not a drop. She was fingers crossed.
Oh,
please,
yeah.
please, someone, please have fucked a black dude somewhere in the line.
Could someone have just
1691?
1671.
1671. Huh.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Wow.
In fact, her
Over
family.
100 years before our country was formed.
Yeah.
ha.
She said
150 years after Columbus. No, wait, 1492.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
She says, in fact, they say her family were entirely white, including some who were Mormons.
Rub salt in the wound.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not only were they white, but they were Mormon white.
Yeah. Not lily white, Mormon white.
That's what I said when I looked at her picture the other day. She looked like a Mormon,
Yes,
a little
that's
Mormon
right.
girl, like
She
a little
does.
Puritan.
Well, it makes sense now. I mean, she comes
Sure.
from Mormon stock.
Absolutely.
So it totally makes
I
sense.
knew I saw Mormon stock in her.
Archives show that Rachel's ancestors came to the U.S. from Europe and have absolutely zero bloodlines linking them to slaves or Africa.
So what happened in 1671?
That's as far as they've gone back.
Oh, all right. They just stopped.
They
No,
stopped
they-
peeling the onion at 1671.
Right. It doesn't mean that somewhere.
Yeah, they're like firmly planted in the middle of Iceland
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah, they're like,
It's not
the odds
yeah.
are slim to zero.
I suppose a African could have wandered up this way and,
Yeah.
and slipped into a woman, and
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it could have happened.
I guess we'll-
aliens could have transported one over. Or,
yeah. We'll keep peeling, I suppose. But so far we're at 1671 with no luck. But we'll keep looking. This Massachusetts-based genealogist.
I think so.
Elizabeth Bannis is the one that looked into Rachel's past to see if her heritage was indeed, as her parents described, Ruth Ann and Larry. And they said that, yeah, she is in fact a mix of Swedish, German, and Czech heritage with
She be any more white?
yeah. Well, the parents said that with a droplet of Native American.
Oh,
sure.
You know,
well.
And
wow.
our findings support their claims and show that Rachel has no black lineage, even though she's defined herself as African American in job applications. I do not see anything in the records that indicate a connection to African bloodline at all. Miss Bannis added that she did not find a single trace of Native American blood either. She said, but it's possible that I wouldn't rule that out.
Well, I'm sure if the family said, if the family just said they're probably, they're probably not lying about that. They
yeah.
probably think that they're.
Haven't you encountered way too many people in your life who claim to be somewhat Native American?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of
Like,
course.
That
I'm 5%.
yeah, that's a bit of a pet peeve of mine. Where I've got some Cherokee
Right.
in me, and then the other one is, oh, okay, so you're going in the service? Yeah, I'm going to the Navy. I'm going to be a Navy SEAL. It's like, yeah, dude, we're talking about 1% here, right?
Yeah.
Half of
Yeah.
1%,
Yeah, Navy-
but that's what you're going to do.
Oh, you're playing guitar now?
Yeah.
I'm going to be a rock star.
Exactly. That's
Right.
the same. That's like the equivalent of that.
Yep, I'm going for my career as a rock star.
Those are my
Call
two.
you in a couple of years from the road.
Yeah,
No, you're
Good luck
right.
with
I'm
that,
gonna be a
dude.
Navy SEAL. Oh,
Yeah.
you are?
Good.
Okay, good.
Good. Sure. They said there's nothing wrong with her background. We're not talking about finding Nazi criminals or anything like that. I hate that too, where it's like, what do you want me to do about it? What if you go back and find out I'm connected
Ooh,
to, like, what?
Right.
Why should I pay for that? I didn't have shit to do with that.
no, I'm sure Pat and Bob are pretty straight. I mean,
Yeah.
they.
I don't
That doesn't
think
mean,
so.
Whoa, but Jay, that doesn't mean that a few more back.
No, I think they're of good stock.
Now, God damn it, on the other hand,
Oh, he's got. Yeah,
he's like one link from Goebbels.
you're right, man. Woo,
Damn it, Jay.
the Fuhrer.
It's the fear home. So other things now this is where it gets fun because they're going to start digging into this bitch. They're already pulling up interviews that she did where she's talking about the struggles as a black woman.
God,
It's just laughable. She was also saying that she was telling Lauer, I don't know if you saw this, that when she was drawing pictures of herself as
Yes.
a 5-year-old,
Yes.
she would use the brown crayon instead of the peach one, and she would draw black tight curls in her hair. And her parents are like, yeah, no, that's bullshit. That never happened when she was 5 years old. In fact, she didn't even start identifying as or diving into the culture and really identifying as going this route till her late 20s or early 30s, maybe mid 30s.
Yeah, well,
So
Didn't she go to Howard University though?
she
undergrad?
did. Yeah. She sued Howard too
as a white woman
as a white woman.
for discrimination.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is her employment background? Like, I know that she rose to a high level in the NCAA.
well, she's banking on unrest in the race world. Like that's keeping her
Oh, she's on the
going.
rules committee.
Yeah. She's making a very sound living
On the
off
rules committee.
making sure that shit seems worse than it is all the
Okay,
time.
so
you know.
she's-
I'm not
she's-
calling her Sharpton, but
Urine samples, that sort of thing, drug tests. Yeah, she's
Probably-
on the drug test.
Probably the one who made this stupid
Right,
no more
right.
of the what is it, the play-in games. It's now
Oh.
she's the one who made this first round,
Oh, did
second
she
round
rule
bullshit.
that out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I-
65th
Yeah,
team and all that
bull-
shit. Yeah,
bullshit.
first round, second round, it's all
Dude.
mixed up.
Bullshit.
you blame her for
The
that.
round of
Well,
it's all on her.
E mentioned that the Howard University thing, and this goes back to 2000.
She seriously sued Howard for discrimination
Yeah.
because she was white.
She claimed that she
Dude.
majored in experimental studio and minored in sculpture. The website for Howard's art department.
See, this is
includes-
the kind of job you
Right.
get, E, coming
Well,
out with his art major. You end up high in the
Wait.
NCAA.
Wait, it was a major. What was the major in? Blah, blah, blah. What was-
majored in experimental
but
studio.
what was the second one? Minor.
Well, hold on. Before you move on from
Sculpture.
there, what? Experimental studio?
Well, yeah.
Sculpture.
The website for Howard's art department includes absolutely no evidence that there was ever an experimental studio major.
What does it even mean?
Ah, I was hoping you could tell me.
and
Experimental
sculpture.
studio.
And then she minored in sculpture. Yeah.
So this is where your art degree gets you, dude.
Well, I can't argue with that. I guess.
She was known as Rachel Moore when she was there. And she sued the Black College after she graduated with a master's in fine arts in 2002. And this is hilarious. Alleged discrimination based on race, pregnancy, family responsibilities, and gender. She alleged that the university denied her teaching positions and a scholarship. She claimed that a university official removed some of her artwork from a student exhibition in order to favor African-American students over her.
Ah,
she
what an
claimed-
asshole.
She claimed that the university was permeated with discriminatory intimidation, ridicule, and insult. The lawsuit sought damages for medical and emotional distress. The case was dismissed in 2004 when the judge ruled there was zero evidence that the blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman was discriminated against on the basis of race or other factors. So she was trying to claim that they discriminated against her as a white woman at Howard University. And then a couple short years later,
I'm black.
Under
I'm
oath, no
black.
doubt, right? There's probably
Yeah.
some deposition or somewhere where she's being asked
There
the
had to be,
hard-hitting
right?
questions about Stan Berta and other things.
absolutely.
But she probably, states under oath that that's what her claim is.
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay, we're done with this chick then. She's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
We're not giving crazy any more time.
Dude, I'm starting to see more and more people. They're at least having the discussion and the debate, which is exactly how the Caitlyn Jenner story started. If you remember, everybody agrees this is a mental case. This is delusional thinking. Like,
But
you
then
then Bruce does an interview, and all of a sudden, half the country's like, oh, and all of a sudden, it's like you're a monster if you have the opinion that you had 24 hours prior when it was fine. And this is going to be the same way. I could smell it coming.
well,
That
This transracial
this
thing.
transracial thing is going to get some legs. I guarantee this bitch does a reality show, writes a book,
why are
makes
you,
a mint off this. You just see the cycle coming.
why are you told?
it.
Are you
Damn it.
I already told Mike yesterday, Jay, that I was watching one of the CNN things and they're talking about it. And they go, and the one guy has to go and go, well, yes, maybe she does identify as a black woman, blah, blah, blah. And that's okay. And that's okay. And he goes, but she lied. Like the only thing he cared about is that she lied.
Yeah.
But he was very quickly to say, like, she might,
Is it because everybody's afraid of race? And so they don't, by saying that, he
Maybe.
doesn't want to suggest it's bad to be a black woman,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's where he doesn't want to be like
Yeah.
misquoted. Like,
Mhm.
oh,
But it was
that's
just
not bad.
it was so fast that he said it. He's like, maybe she
Is
identifies
it
as
so toxic to bring race up in any way?
Yeah.
That's the fear there.
Oh, for sure.
That
because
people are just, well, yeah.
People wield that sword so quickly now with tagging someone a racist, tagging someone a bigot, tagging someone a sexist. They love to do that. And so people are mortified. You see it in interviews all the time. People are scared to death. They're on eggshells every time they speak publicly about something. When anytime a race issue comes up or a sexuality issue comes up, nobody feels free to just go, yeah, pretty bright line. If you're black, we can all tell. If you're white, we can all tell that. If you're a woman, yeah, we can kind of tell that. If you were born with a dick and balls, I'm sorry. Maybe you feel you got fucked. Maybe mentally you think otherwise, but you know what? Someone branded you a guy early on.
And your DNA backs it up.
Yeah. There are very few women who are going to get testicular cancer. You could be one of them. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you got fucked in that department, but it is what it is. Bright lines. It seems, who would have thought we'd be having this discussion?
You have an external urethra.
Yeah, sure.
Bottom line, right? It's bottom line it.
Right.
All right, I haven't
Holy
read
shit.
any of these, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and read through one. So forgive me if I
Yeah,
have a
you
little
haven't
bit of a
pre-scanned it?
misstep. I haven't pre-scanned
You
it.
can read, right?
Is that what you
You
say
get
in the
it.
business? I haven't pre-scanned the reads.
Yeah.
All right. Great news out of Holly, Michigan. No, it's not that Biggie is pregnant with some Toyk's illegitimate love child. Instead, it's the sizzling hot June clear, the lot sale at Zott Ford and Holly. You may be saying, what does that mean exactly? It means we are overstocked and need to move some brand new Fords ASAP. Friends, right now, only at Zott Ford, you can get a new 2015 Ford Fusion or Ford Escape for just $179 per month on a short 24-month lease. These Fusions and Escapes are no base model either. They have remote keyless entry, power seats, cruise control, air conditioning, power locks and windows, sync with My Ford Touch, Sirius satellite radio, plus much, much more. Folks, hurry down to Zott Ford at I-75 and exit 98 and get your new Fusion or Escape for just $179 per month before the sale is over. And tell them the King sent you.
By the way, from this point forward, I want you guys to know that I identify as a thin person. So
he's delusional. He's crazy. That's crazy talky.
Don't be insensitive.
We work with a mental case.
Don't be insensitive. I honestly,
I knew I worked with one. Right. Now I work with two.
I feel in my mind like I'm in shape and
go marry a tree, you son of a bitch.
I'm just saying, where do we draw the line? I mean, I would prefer you guys to address me.
It's good to have a positive thought process, Mike.
Sure.
Keep
Seems healthy,
positive.
right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. We'll see what I identify as later, but right now I identify as very in shape to go, well-to-do, thin
good.
man. For now.
Right.
That's how I feel at this moment in time right now. If you guys,
who am I to take away your happiness?
That's right. Thank you for that. When we last left off talking about our friend and the prison escapes, those sons of bitches are still on the
gone?
move.
Oh,
still
2
gone.
weeks now, or
11 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And at the cost of so far $11 million and $1 million a day is what this is costing. So I don't know if you saw what's her name, Joyce Mitchell. What?
That's her. That's the Sorry, I kind of girfed.
Tilly, I think her name was.
Oh boy,
who was banging the gigundous cock guy?
Yeah, the one with the disproportionately small breasts.
Yeah,
based on her egg-shaped body, her weeble wobble like nature.
Yes,
yeah, I remember her.
She might identify as thin though, Jay. You don't know. It's not fair to call her.
Who are we
fat.
to say?
I mean, you don't know how she personally identifies. So, back off with the fat hatred of someone like her, because you just don't know yet how she identifies. Her husband went to visit her in jail. I don't know if you've seen her. They've got her shackled.
Conjugal?
I don't think so.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
She's in black and white stripes, like right out of the 1800s. And she's shackled to her waist and her ankles too. I mean, they got her buttoned up tight. And but Lyle went and moping in there to visit her, and he's supporting her and all this. It's coming out now that she was the one that planned to have these guys kill Lyle.
Oh,
yeah. Remember, it was like, there were people saying, well, she knew, she found out about the plan to kill her husband.
And that's why she wasn't there with the getaway car.
Cold feet, blah, 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 because she loved her husband too much. Now it's coming out that maybe she had a little more hand in that story. And then, maybe she did get cold feet about committing murder.
Wow.
Or helping out with it. But he visited her. And now they're saying, which was reported on the Detroit Cast, I don't know, 11 days ago, that she was fucking both these guys.
Oh yeah, that was instantaneous, wasn't it? We pretty much right away was
we
like,
said that like day one.
Yeah.
And she was banging with these. I was reading the news today. They're like, confirmed she had sexual relations with Sweat and Matt. It was like,
right, it should have said confirmed from here. It's because
as heard on the Detroit cast 2 weeks ago.
Right. She's a whole. I mean, she's providing these guys tools. Of course she's.
I picture in my head her
they're
like
providing her tools,
pulling her pants down and then just waddling ass first up to the bars.
Oh God.
I mean, that's what I picture in my head.
Waddling.
Yeah, just like squeezing her ass
And
cheeks
just
into the
bending
bars
over and
letting him, use the hole for a second.
Well, it's because most people
He's got his back to the back wall of the cell.
he's that big.
Oh yeah. Well, we've heard,
It's because most people aren't willing that they won't go out there and just look at the story and see how obvious it was that she was probably banging both these guys. They don't want to, heaven forbid.
Totally.
Clearly, though, that's what happened. Obviously.
I think I was the least willing to. I don't know. I just didn't want to believe it or something. I was
just
like,
not quite cynical enough.
No, I'm staring at her picture, just like And I remember you going, dude, they're in jail, right?
Yeah.
And yeah. I just. Didn't want to believe it.
The options are very, very limited.
Yeah.
You can bang each other, or you could take the one hole that walks by.
Or the Fifi. The Fifi, as you remember.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, a vagine will top a Fifi any day of the week.
It will.
But I gotta think, anyways.
I don't know.
I
might Fifi it.
You say
but they say that they would have groomed her with this thought in mind. So maybe they're thinking like, oh, I'll puke as soon as I'm done.
Right.
But if I keep plugging this cow, maybe I could talk her into thinking she's in love with me and I'm in love with it.
Right.
And I can get, because she supplied them tools. That came out yesterday too. She was giving them chisels.
No, I remember you saying that a couple days ago. Yeah, she got all that shit.
Yeah.
Punches and
not
chisels.
the power tools, but I think they know how they got those too. That once they got through the wall, that most prisons, the way they're designed, they all have those catwalks behind the jail cells.
Well, wait, how'd they get through the wall though? Didn't they need the power tools to do that?
Well, they don't know. They could have gotten through initially with the chisels and stuff like that and made a little hole to get through. Once they got down to the catwalk, that there's always, especially with a prison built in the 1800s, that they could have gone down there, and there's always construction work going on. And these guys that are doing the construction work, they'll just leave their power tools there for the night, figuring I'll be back in the morning.
Freaking inmates come traipsing down.
Yeah, never in a million years did they think that some inmate's going to crack out of his cell. It's never happened in 180 years or whatever. So yeah, that's how they think maybe they got those things. So, and then it comes out today that old Horsecock himself is a brilliant painter. Look at his artwork, dude.
All right. Yeah. That's so he's got a huge cock.
Yep.
He's a good-looking guy.
Yep. When he's cleaned up.
He's smart as shit, right?
Genius IQ.
He doesn't feel pain.
Yep.
He's willing to murder and dismember.
Sure. He broke that guy's neck with his bare hands and dismembered him.
And he's an unbelievable artist. Look at Julia Roberts. What a rendering. Look at that.
Look at old Bill Clinton and Obama. I mean,
that's remarkable. I don't care, dude. Give me 10 years to sit there and that's all he has is time. Dude, that's talent, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't draw that in a million years.
You're right. You're right. It wouldn't matter if I sat down in this room and I never had a job, just sat here. I would
never. Rendering. Look at Julia's hair.
That hair is what I was just about to say. The hair
Look
is
at how it cascades down.
Hair is, from what I remember, all those Pixar movies when they were starting to get big on those, hair was always the biggest.
Well, that's computer generated.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying. But drawing, I mean, I think hair is
drawing. Do you really say drawing?
Yes, he does.
Come on, dude.
What do you do?
Did I just discover that? I've been here a year, and he says drawing. I didn't know that.
Does.
What is that?
Did you say washing machine too?
No, I do not.
He could use a little work on Hillary Clinton, and I know she's no fun to draw anyways, but
no, I think that's him. That's him being a little smart ass. Like, I'm going to make her puffier than maybe she really is. He's not a Hillary fan.
No, but you look at all the people. No, he's a liberal. Look at all the people he's painted. Oprah, Jolie.
I gotta tell you, man.
Clinton.
Yeah, Oprah's.
Obama.
I don't know. She's a little bit out of skew. Maybe that's just the perspective of how the image was taken of the Oprah picture, but she doesn't look exactly right. But I'm telling you, Julia Roberts, that's pretty good, man. Clinton, Obama.
Yeah.
The guy's a comic book fucking hero, dude. He's not of this world. Let's put it that way.
It's ridiculous,
Right?
isn't it?
No, that
I think we can all agree. I think that Obama painting or picture is ridiculously good.
Yeah, Clinton, look at that. He's out of this world.
Oprah has never looked that thin, though.
Right.
You'll remember this. I think it was Jamie Foxx. See if you can find this. K-Dog. Jamie Foxx presented Oprah a self-portrait or a portrait of herself.
Oh,
to
God.
her.
Yeah, I think
do you remember that? And it was like, we took one look at that thing and we were like,
really, really thin.
who took 200 pounds off Oprah?
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if you can find it.
Jamie kissing her ass.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Here it
Jolie's
comes.
lips aren't big enough. See it in the background there? Oh, come on. That looks like Vivica A. Fox.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Look at her body.
I know, right?
It's like a superhero body, like a or supermodel body.
How could she justify?
in
getting
good
that?
conscience? How do you
Yeah.
take? How do you accept this?
and be like, yep. Oh, Jamie.
Like, Jamie, thank you for the thought, but this is absurd.
Well, just the fact. I mean, off the air, you know, she saw it before he went on the show. And there's no way she didn't. Or even if she did, they don't tape that show live.
You cannot justify that. Oh my God, look at that.
It's not the
Isn't that
same
pathetic?
person. It'd be as if someone, drew me and it had, arms that were freaking tree trunks. And I don't know, like, and I'd just be like, oh, that's what I look like.
I wish
Thank you very much.
Right.
Hang that on my wall.
Because there had to be a discussion with the artist.
It's honestly Whitney Houston meets Vivica A. Fox.
Yeah. Couldn't you see like when he's asking the artist to do this, you'd have to have a conversation to go, now look.
Yeah, I'm giving this to her. I really want this to be flattering.
We all know she's 350.
Yeah.
Now, what are we going to do about that?
How do we make her 150?
I'm going to save you a lot of money on paint.
I almost wish we could watch her.
It was hilarious. She loved it.
Oh, I'm sure
that's ridiculous. Look at her breast to waist ratio and everything.
Yeah.
That's just so off. Come on, man.
What an ego that you'd be able to accept that and just be like, oh, thank you.
I would think that would make you even more uncomfortable if it was so unlikeness-like that you'd just be like, oh, this is embarrassing. This is humiliating.
Right.
Like, really?
You think really, though? She doesn't think like that.
No, I'm sure she doesn't.
Obviously, the ego that she has.
Her head kind of looks like the new Aunt Jemima.
A little bit. Yeah, if you put a do-rag on it.
No, the new Aunt Jemima.
Oh, there's a new...
Yeah, they took the do-rag off because they perceived it as racial. That was years ago, like 15 years ago.
I don't remember that.
Seriously?
You know what? I probably only remember it the other way. When you're saying it, if it was 15 years ago,
man. They removed the do-rag and put like locks like that, man.
Huh.
There's Jemima herself.
Is that the new one?
That's the new Jemima. All right, maybe.
What?
Okay, yeah. That's all right. It doesn't look like Oprah, but you get my point.
Yeah, no, it looks more like Oprah. I'm like the old Jemima.
I enjoyed the old Jemima too.
Yeah. I mean,
it wasn't it just,
it was a do-rag. It was just a red do-rag.
It was a yellow do-rag.
It was red.
Look at the older one. It was definitely red.
It was red, and
of course he pulls up a black and white. God
no,
damn it!
He pulled up one from like the 1930s. Come on, man. Give me a 1985 Aunt Jemima.
I don't even see that.
Give me 1985 to 1987 Jemima.
Come on, Jemima.
It's
a yellow do-rag.
It's red. Come on.
Yellow.
No way it's yellow.
It's red, right? If
it's yellow.
If it turns out to be yellow, that's so weird. That's the old Jemima, dude. Pull up the one where it's the exact same Jemima face without the fro that they put on her.
I thought I remembered saw that as a do-rag or any. I just kind of saw it as
clearly she's dressed as a house servant, right? And
right.
So that's what they wanted. They took off the do-rag, gave her a thing of pearls, I think.
Oh, okay.
If you bring up the new one, I think that's what they did. They just tried to make her look like, a respectable woman. Instead of servant.
Am I crazy to think? I thought she wore a Tupac do-rag where she'd have it on backwards and tie it at the front.
You might be right about that.
I kind of remember that for some reason.
You say Tupac stealing Jemima's look?
Absolutely.
Is that what you're saying? I do remember the tie part and maybe, dude, come on, man. 1982 to 1987 Jemima. Why is this so?
Am I thinking of 1894 Jemima?
Dude.
1894 had the Tupac.
All right, we go 1894. You got Tupac. You go 1919, 1952, and then to present. There's something in between, man.
Yeah, something's missing, man. Find a bottle. Just pull up one of those bottle images. Because that's what we remember is going to the grocery store.
I love the bottle.
Yeah, I might even have one upstairs.
Yeah,
seriously. In the break, remind me. I'll look. I might have an Aunt Jemima bottle.
When the bottle
upstairs.
looked more like an actual person.
That's what we're referring to, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the best Jemima. The glass bottle.
The glass Jemima bottle.
Yeah. I don't think that will have the.
No, you're not going to be able to see the detail that you need.
Go up, Kadog.
Dude,
I was thinking like these ones.
Google like chronology of Jemima.
Oh, they're all.
Seriously, somebody Google like Jemima through the years. Something.
I just. He's right. There's not as.
Come on, man. It's literally the present Jemima with a do-rag on. Like exactly that.
I hate the present Jemima.
I know. I don't like her hair either. And
they've thinned her out.
They gave her earrings.
Oh.
Yeah.
I kind of dig 52 Jemima. Not a huge fan of 1894 Jemima.
I am not a fan of the circa 1900 Jemima, but if you give me a 1980 version, that's the one I remember and that's what I liked.
Yeah, me too. I think if you'll find that she sported the Tupac rag before Tupac did.
Definitely 1894 Jemima did. So yes, there she is. No, that's a headband. That's a new one, dude.
Yeah. And that's for Aunt Jemima toaster browns.
Yeah.
You know, they went with a different look for the toaster
whole different
browns.
thing.
Who's ever had those?
If I ever
K-Dog's searching like a mad fool, trying to find anything that shows her in a do-rag.
My next kid, Jemima.
Did they wash?
Jemima.
Have they washed? Are you going to name your next kid?
Yeah.
I like that.
Jemima Detroit cast. Has a ring to it.
What was I going to say?
Do they wash?
Did they whitewash the 1980s version of Jemima?
Essentially.
It looks like they've stripped all.
No, I think their intent, honestly, was to take away like the house servant sort of look, which.
She was a TV star.
Jemima?
Yeah. I mean, she was on my Saturday morning cartoons all the time.
Yeah.
How are we doing on time, Kadog? Sorry not to throw that out to you, but.
I don't know, but we've just gone 5 minutes on Jemima.
Maybe 10. Why don't we take a quick time out? And I want to see if I have a bottle of Jemima upstairs. I fear that it's going to be in the new weird looking thin version.
Oh, it will be. Yeah, it'll be the plastic thin version.
Son of a bitch.
Sort of like nothing distinguishes it from Log Cabin anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Remember, we probably can't play it, but what was that SNL skit they did? Do you remember that?
Didn't Log Cabin used to have a cool bottle? Like a little log cabin shaped thing? God damn it, if they do.
It's good stuff.
Wow. I feel like they did. They had a little log cabin. Man, the 70s and 80s were sweet for shit like that.
I know, weren't they? The best. All right, we'll take a quick break and we'll go through my syrup collection and see what we can find. Yeah. Oh, it just looks awesome.
The log cabin.
All right, we'll be right back.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey there, it's Steve Gabarra, the general manager at Zot Ford in Holly. Right now, lease the all-new 2015 Ford F-150 Super Cab XLT 4x4 for only $286 a month. Friends, this flagship of trucks is loaded with an EcoBoost engine, satellite radio, rear view camera, remote start, chrome package, trailer tow package, plus about 1 million more bells and whistles. We have tons of the new 2015 F-150 in stock, and you can lease it for as low as $286 per month from Zot Ford at I-75 and exit 98. More importantly, I want to say thank you to all the TDC listeners that have already leased or bought a new vehicle from Zot Ford. Thank you. You guys are the best. Folks, check out our filthy deals and massive inventory at zotford.com. Get there.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
Welcome back to the Detroit Cast on a Wednesday with Mike and Jay. And quite a lot to get to still. We haven't gone that far into our stories as of yet. We spend a lot of time on, what's her name?
Jemima.
I don't have any bottles. I don't know where my bottles of Jemima went, by the way.
Yeah. It'd be nice to have a vintage Jemima. But
yeah.
Hey, maybe we could get one on our Amazon link. Don't
There you
forget
go.
about our Amazon link. Please use it. It's on our homepage.
Nice segue.
You can't miss it. That's what they call it in the business, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
You can't miss it. Use it. Hit the link. It'll take you right to Amazon. Shop as you normally do, and they give us a little bit of a kickback on whatever you buy. It won't cost you more, so please use it. It helps us out.
Absolutely. You used to have a balcony at Cedar Village, right?
Oh yeah.
You were second story.
Yep.
And I remember raging. That's where we would sit and in the morning drink beers and make fun of the Walk of Shamers.
Oh, there are plenty of those.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. But I don't remember.
Remember we were watching the video of that a few months ago? Who sent us
Yeah.
that? Jason sent us
Jason did. Yeah.
that. Growth.
Yeah.
And
It was your roommate.
Yes, it had T-Roy in there and you and
Climbing
me.
the
and-
roof.
Yeah, just crazy to see that.
That was the night we all ended up in the hospital.
Exactly. That was a
Where-
vag spec night.
Yes. Where I ended up in the hospital. Troy ended up in the hospital. Dan did. Or Ed did.
Yeah, one of the two. Merck, didn't he punch the wall that night? I don't
Maybe.
know.
And I broke my ankle playing football. T-Roy ran into
Into the pole. You
Into the
let
light
him, dude.
pole.
You let him too far.
It was a perfect pass. I stand by
Oh.
that pass. I stand by that pass.
minus the
over the shoulder.
minus the light pole.
Well, you get your feet down, you tap your toes, and then you get out of bounds. You don't run into the defender's face.
Sounds like a him problem, huh?
Absolutely. So he did a face plant into the. That's where we were.
To his
We-
credit, he did not alligator arm it.
No, he didn't.
He
He,
went and
full
got
out.
it.
Yep.
Eh.
And then got it. And that's when we put on our own gowns and we're walking around the hospital in gowns, drunk as shit. We snuck our own beer in there, and then we were filling up urine sample cups and then walking into the lobby where everyone was sitting and drinking urine sample cups filled with beer, which just looks like piss, and horrifying people in there.
Right,
Oh,
especially if you're drinking Busch
Fun
Light,
times.
Busch Light out of
absolutely, out of
It
cans.
pretty much might as well look like piss, right? So
And by the way, none of us went to the hospital together. It was like,
Yeah,
hey,
it was
what are you
one at a
doing
time,
here?
yeah.
Yeah. I went, and then all of a sudden Troy showed up, and then Dan was there.
Right.
It's like, wow, nice. What was that? Was that Michigan
It was
State?
a Michigan State weekend for sure.
Yeah.
Had to be 93,
Yeah. Long time ago.
92 maybe. Yeah.
Well, we got a story out of Berkeley, California. University of Cal Berkeley. Apartment balcony collapsed with during a 21st birthday party, plunging 6
Put
exchange
your hand up
students
your
to their
dick.
deaths.
What are you doing? Why are you doing that?
I don't know.
Okay.
So 6 students so far plunged to their deaths in the 4th story.
Damn.
5 of those killed were Irish citizens. So,
Who cares?
I mean, if you're looking for a silver lining,
Right.
No offense,
Of
but
course.
they were visiting the U.S. on work visas,
Well.
working visas. Many of the injured have critical.
A little less paperwork. We'll have to do.
Well, yeah, they don't have to worry about filling out
That's
those documents again, those visas. their tax situation with the working.
I mean, somebody's workload just lightened. Let's look at it that way.
Yeah, have full glasses, right?
Huh.
They've got critical or life-threatening wounds following the tragedy.
Oh,
just blocks from Cal Berkeley.
shit. They're not dead. Well, then maybe they're.
Well, 6 of them are
Oh,
so
okay.
far,
Okay.
and the other ones are splattered on the streets.
How
and
many people did they
Right.
have on their balcony? Did
They
they say?
say 14.
Oof.
But
Might be user error at that point.
it
That's a
could
lot of
be.
people to perch upon a balcony
Well, what are we looking
of
at?
that size.
We're looking at stucco walls.
That's what I was gonna use the word stucco.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely stucco walls. So you
lots of that
probably
in California.
got some lag bolts screwed in there that
yeah,
just couldn't hold it.
some rotted wood underneath, perhaps. That not that it rains that much.
I've
there.
never been a balconies always freak me out to an extent. Like when it's just myself, but I'm always very conscious of the idea that there's nothing. I know that I get it, but there's
Right.
nothing really under you.
Usually it's a secure platform.
I
that's
know,
underneath you.
but
Yeah, but when something like that happens, that
I
looks
don't
like
know.
it fell and just dumped like a bucket.
Yeah, you're right.
Everybody right out of it.
So it fell right on the one below it, but which you'd think, oh, that's good news.
Yeah.
But no, it definitely dumped them, it appears.
Yeah.
And I wonder how much tomfoolery and shenanigans were played into this. You know,
Irish drinkers.
They've got the Cranberries cranked up. You know, they're all singing zombie, 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 hey, 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 ho, ho, ho. Jumping up and down. You know how that goes.
Absolutely. 21st birthday party with a bunch of Irish people. Say no more.
Oh, whiskey in the jar. My goodness gracious.
And not the Metallica version.
No.
Going old school whiskey in the jar. There you go, Jay. This one's on you.
You got this shit.
I can't sing a chick singer. Zombie.
God, the words are going to have to come back to us.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Not a bad song in its day.
Yeah. This is a nice ramp here. Yeah, latest from the Cranberries. This is Zombie on C100.
Other head hangs slowly, child is slowly taken. The violence causes silence. Are we mistaken? But you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are fighting with their tanks and their bombs, their guns and their guns. In your head, they are crying. In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. In your head, what's in your head? Zombie, zombie, zombie. Oh.
What a ridiculous song.
This song sucked. I had no idea how much this song sucked. Holy jeez. Anyways,
so they're doing that.
Yeah, they're just cranking to this. They're bouncing every time it goes, zombie, a.
You can picture that, yeah.
You can picture them just jumping, spilling beer on everything, and the whole damn thing ripped out of the wall. And
ripped out. Lag bolts broke, and here we go.
Police received a 911 call shortly after 1 a.m. Oh, imagine 21st birthday party at 1 a.m.
Dude.
Oh.
6 Irishmen just strewn about.
Yeah.
The thoroughfare below.
Officers arrived. They found the balcony on the 4th floor had disintegrated. 4 people died at the scene, 1 later at the hospital. 4 bodies were seen laying on the ground covered with tarp. A 6th person died later on Tuesday. All the victims believed to be from South Dublin. Among the dead were 3 women, 1 man. They didn't have the names earlier. They do now. Olivia Burke.
Olivia.
Eoghan Culligan.
Eoghan
Culligan.
Okay.
Nikolai Schuster.
Okay.
Lorcan Miller.
Jeez, this is like central casting Irish guy.
Eimir Walsh.
Were they all redheaded with little beards too?
Ashley Donahue.
Come on, there's not a Donahue.
Yes.
Look at, he's a freaking leprechaun. Just as I predicted.
Wow, he is.
Just as I predicted.
Look at that. Would you eat
the leprechaun? You would.
I talk about the girls.
That son of a bitch is a leprechaun.
On the bottom right.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah. Guess you didn't have the luck of the Irish with him, huh, Jay?
Jesus Christ.
Which one would you do, E? I mean, if it was 24 hours ago.
I guess the one on the far left.
Really? Yeah.
This one just looks a little too Irish.
The one in the middle almost looks a little bit too pixie.
Yeah, she's trying too hard.
Yeah.
Also maybe a little too
She might
pudgy.
be. She might be. What about that guy in the middle?
Yeah, the guy in the middle looks like
he looks like the
Irish
NSYNC guy. He looks like the Irish version of the NSYNC gay guy.
Lance Bass?
Yes. A little bit, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
And then that son of a bitch on the right is a goddamn leprechaun.
For sure. He's got the beard.
He's got it all.
Yeah, that without the mustache.
He looks wee.
Yeah.
He's got the hair.
So anyway,
The Irish Times. This was published.
they were getting complaints from locals. There were neighbors in that apartment complex that were calling, going, "This is getting really crazy loud in
They
here."
keep cranking Zombie over and over and over.
Yeah, they won't stop with the Cranberries and Whiskey in the Jarro.
Just on loop, those two.
Yeah. Police are still investigating. So far, there's no information on how it occurred or what people were doing on the structure. We don't know what happened. Officers were talking to people at the scene. Spokesman for UC Berkeley
Here we go.
said, "This is a devastating loss. We wish to extend our condolences to the families of the victims lost in this terrible accident.
Deep.
We also wish to extend our thoughts and wishes for recovery of those who were injured.
Thoughts and wishes, no prayers.
Well, our hearts go out to all the victims' families, friends, and loved ones, and all that shit."
I'm not sure that thoughts and wishes are deep enough.
Well,
with
maybe
sincerity.
Maybe saying thoughts and prayers offends people. Atheists might be offended by that,
You've got a point.
and so thoughts.
We're not
and
sure
wishes,
if they're Irish or Catholic, being from South Dublin. We
Right.
just can't. We can't be sure.
Yeah.
So we just keep the whole religion thing out of it.
Yes. Go on the safe side, and say
Thoughts and
wishes.
Well, I think they might have I think they might be confused between the leprechaun and the genie. See, we're
We've
talking about
run into that before.
We have.
When was the last time?
This is not a genie situation.
Was that the kid that went to the White House?
Yeah, he thought Santa Claus was a fucking genie.
Yeah.
Remember? He had like
Yes.
3 wishes for Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Right,
He
yeah.
wanted to like cure being poor or something.
Yeah, he had 3 of them.
Yeah.
Poor, get rid of like,
Learning to read, I thought, was one of them.
maybe.
But
Yeah. He was clearly confused as to
like
what.
peace on earth,
gloves, something like gloves.
peace on earth, cure being poor, and gloves.
gloves,
That's
and,
Yeah.
gloves and hats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, young boy was confused clearly. K-Dog put a
Where's me
leprechaun
Lucky
hat on.
Charms? Check him out, man.
Green clovers,
Blue diamonds,
yellow moons,
yellow moons, orange stars,
green clovers,
blue diamonds, and purple horseshoes.
purple horseshoes. Good one.
And
Wow.
then now they have rainbows and all this shit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're trying to be inclusive to the gay community.
that's true.
So they brought in the rainbows. I'm pretty sure that's why they did that.
God, remember the days before even the purple horseshoes?
I
I
do.
mean, that's what it was, right? It
Yeah.
was green
Green
clovers,
clovers,
orange
yellow-
stars, or
Yellow moons.
orange. Fuck.
It was green clovers, yellow moons, orange stars,
Blue,
diamonds. And that was it. Those
And-
were
'cause
your
I
lucky charms.
distinctly remember that Saturday morning commercial. And now purple horseshoes.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, fuck. Are they expanding my universe or what?
Yeah. Made you want to go
They've
buy
always
them
been
again.
there in my mind. Purple horseshoes and the rainbows, I feel like, have been there since ever when I was watching.
Wow.
But
Do you see lawsuits coming from something like that? If your balcony gives way and
Yeah.
kills 6 Irishmen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
why
reckon.
not, though, right? Why not throw
Yeah.
it out there?
There's
Why
nothing
wouldn't
to
you?
lose. Sure.
An international lawsuit.
Why not? As E says, do it on a contingency. Get a lawyer to do that. You're looking at a pot of gold. Potentially.
This is a very insensitive story.
Oh,
Well,
you guys-
we're turning it into an insensitive
Well, it could
story.
be great news out of Ireland, depending on.
Jesus Christ.
If they win a lawsuit, do they pay him in pots of gold? How does that-
Isn't
how does
that their
work?
currency?
Yes.
They all walk around with little black pots of gold. Let's see. I need bread, eggs, and
And milk
milk.
and a fish.
Just reach into your pot of gold. Are you kidding me? Grab the pot of gold. We got to run up to the store. Give me a break,
My
man.
God.
Terrible.
Very insensitive.
We're sending pots of gold over to Ireland families.
For the lawsuit.
Oh,
The Emerald Isle.
oh, dude. Speaking of pots of gold, Jay, this is one that you might be able to speak of. E and I are going to have a different take on this story than I think you will. A Wall Street.
Oh, don't box me into.
Well, I'm going to box you in.
You're predictable. You've got your hand on your nuts. You're about to
still
say something stupid.
a Wall Street financier.
Sure.
Financier.
financier.
A fancy man from Wall Street. He's on trial for sexually harassing a Swedish former model. And they came out in court today and said he lasted just 2 minutes when he nailed her.
Oh,
it's kind of a cheap shot, right? Isn't that?
Right.
I mean, really, does everyone need to know that?
Right? Does that need to be
He
out
probably
there?
feels
Salt in the
horrible about
wound.
it. Totally. I mean, I get it. You're going to battle with the guy, but really, you need to throw that out there. He lasted 2
Definitely,
minutes.
right?
Wow.
Definitely below the belt.
She should take that as a compliment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she was that hot that you couldn't even
Yeah.
last. Right.
Hannah Bouvang is suing the CEO of New York global group Benjamin Way. Benjamin the Way. All the
I don't
way.
feel like Chinese tonight anyway.
Oh, Benjamin the Way. For $850
Quadrillion.
million.
That's a lot for
Yeah.
2 minutes.
You cannot put a price tag on that.
I think
The mental anguish that she's suffered
Right.
since then.
Well, he apparently
Almost
sexually harassed her, pressured her to dress provocatively, which, a Swedish model would never dress provocatively anyway.
Wait, sexually, do they have some sort of employment relationship?
Yeah, I don't understand.
What is
she
this?
working at the
Yeah, well, he also forced her to have sex, they said, in 2013, December. She was hired by Way in July of 2013, despite a lack of experience as the company's marketing chief.
what?
Yeah.
So you just wanted a boner.
He just wanted to nail her.
Look at Way.
So she was a model. So she was a model. Is that the deal now? And then she started working here, I guess, or was she modeling while she was?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy.
Okay.
This is a case about a 43-year-old Wall Street big shot taking advantage of a 25-year-old woman. Oh, now she's a victim. He hired her and then started a relentless campaign to have sex with her. The woman's attorney, David Ratner, said.
A relentless
Yeah,
campaign. It
Kind of
just makes me-
happens.
Just makes me think of some guy. I don't know, campaign.
Don't you feel like a 25-year-old woman is old enough to not be manipulated? But you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
this isn't 16, 17 years old.
Yes.
She's 25.
Yeah.
She's been around. She's
they're-
been around. She's a model.
And they're trying to paint
You're right.
her as this victim, like she was just this poor, helpless 25-year-old girl.
And I would think
20.
most models who are real models are way more sophisticated, world-wise.
Yeah.
Have some wisdom
Well,
in terms
yeah.
of how people operate than
Yeah.
most young ladies.
Yeah.
Just because they've been around and they've been around in some crazy situations. They've probably been around the world, right?
Right.
The lawyer goes on to describe the moment Bouvang was forced to have sex with Way in the $3,600 per month apartment that he rented for
Well,
her.
if she's raped, she's raped. Are you denying that? I mean,
Oh, I'm denying she was raped.
how?
But-
How?
Well, I'll tell you. He'd taken her to dinner, given her a $2,000 Prada purse. He's buying her apartment. He's given her a fat job at the company.
Yeah.
He gives her drinks before they had sex.
Okay.
This sounds like a date, and a very good one at that.
It
You got a
could
Prada
be.
bag?
It could be. But haven't we? Don't we realize you can even rape your wife?
Well,
you
again,
know,
not in
that's-
some states.
Well,
Like
he has
Ohio.
sex with her. It's over in 2 minutes. She was horrified and debased.
Debased. I like that.
The pair had sex several more times.
Well,
But in order to avoid Way, she began spending time with another man just so she could avoid him. So she starts banging another guy. And she was fired in April of 2014. Way's reason being that her love of nightclubs was becoming an issue.
Dude.
She didn't report the sexual attacks until after she was fired. Adding that Way called her complaints extortion. She said she would go to law enforcement and report a rape if he didn't settle the case. This guy's a Columbia graduate who holds 2 master's degree and continued to spread lies about her on a blog page
is
that
he
he had.
married with like 3 or 4 kids too?
He was
I'm just guessing. I
you know what?
No,
I'm not
no.
sure if he is or not. He put on the blog that she's a prostitute that hangs out with coke dealers.
ooh.
What
Which-
is this blog?
Is she
Let-
suing him for that? Because that's slander if
Libel.
that's not true. If she's not suing him for that, I would say that there's probably a pretty good case that she was hanging out with coke dealers. And in New York and Manhattan, I would think just about anyone you run into is probably a coke dealer or associated with her. No, I'm just kidding. He was calling her a terrible person, blah, blah, blah. He denied his client was sexually harassed by this guy. Sure, Ben Way made some mistakes. Sure, he made some mistakes along the way
Boys will be boys.
in the way he dealt with it, but he cared about her. Yeah, and then this is weird. He contacted her family members. He contacted my father, brother, aunt, all my friends, business acquaintances, former employers, possible employers, and was like, she cheat on me. She cheat on me. And she's calling everyone she knows. So I don't know. It sounds like 850 million.
Yeah. No, the conditions are certainly ripe for extortion. I'll agree with you.
Yeah.
But don't you have to look at it in a vacuum and say, hey, did he rape her that one time? That's a big deal.
It doesn't sound like rape at all. Honestly, to me, it sounds like
we don't know what happened in that situation, though.
But she doesn't claim that he was forcibly raping her. They went out, had some drinks, had some dinner.
Didn't you say there's one instance where she claims he...
Well, she claims rape. It only lasted a couple minutes. It sounds like they just had sex, and then they continued to have sex for weeks afterwards.
I know, but don't you agree that it's possible that somebody can rape somebody and then...
I don't think it is.
In a relationship?
Well, we've gone down this road before, and I don't know.
You believe you have a lifelong nod.
Well, if you can get it's very elusive. If you can gain the lifetime nod, I think it's great.
I think if
that's for healthy relationships.
You can catch it and harness it. It's very elusive.
I'm not saying
not often found in nature.
You don't have to wield it all the time, and use it. But
is that her too?
Yeah, that's her. Would you?
I mean,
she's very cherub looking, isn't she? She's very young.
She's not that good looking.
No, dude, so many models are not that good looking. If you're honest with yourself,
I don't think actual models.
A lot of times they're looking for a unique look.
Yeah,
which isn't like mainstream, and so your eye kind of goes,
wow, different.
Yeah,
you're right, dude. I don't think the models. Yeah, the idea that
she's not drop dead gorgeous, right?
Right.
Yeah, that gangly, tall, super tall.
When that heroin chic look was in, that was like so gross, right?
Yeah. So she could be 6'2", who knows, but nothing wrong with that, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. It just reading the details of that, you would usually see that there was some altercation, some fight, something that went down. It sounds like she had regrettable sex with the guy.
Here's the thing, though. If you're going to lie about something, don't you make it like really outrageous to catch the eye of the court or the jury, whoever you're arguing to? Like, doesn't that sort of in a way give you a little bit of credibility if you tell the story in that manner?
Maybe, but $850 million.
I know it's ripe. The conditions are ripe. I acknowledge that. I just believe that you can rape somebody you're in a relationship with.
Yeah. It sounds like he hired her because he thought she was hot.
Here's the thing,
totally
man.
Does.
When you've got that much money, like, why are you going down that road?
That's what I
go buy some. If you're gonna buy somebody, why are you employing them? Yeah, just go buy one if that's your thing.
Never gotten that.
Buy a $25,000 hooker who's a beast,
and then you want it again. Buy it the next day.
Like, it's just You're running not running a company.
Strings, right?
What was he? I forget what his
CEO.
role. Okay, so yeah, you're really gonna this idea.
What is a CEO anyway?
Chief Engineering Operator.
Sure,
that's right.
Is that no? That's not it.
So he's the head of engineering.
No,
so.
I know that's not it. I don't know what it
officer of
stands
law.
for, dude. I get it.
No, go ahead.
I know they're running they're one of the guys that's running a company almost, right? Or no?
Mm.
Well, he's enough that he's hiring. Yes or no?
No, he's not running.
What does he do?
Well, he's doing kind of low level stuff, like
it's not like he's the.
What does he do then?
Oh, we
Please
really could have spun that well. Damn it.
No, the CEO is in charge of. He handles the low level employees, the new recruits. And
okay,
stuff.
Either way, it doesn't.
He's going to be the guy that greets you at the door, kind of like a Walmart greeter. He wears a smock.
He's in charge of the hiring practices for the new recruits.
I don't care.
That's what a CEO does.
No way. Okay.
Blue smock.
Yep.
Does a cheer at the beginning of the
You're
every day.
You're getting confused with the COO, the chief.
Give me a C. Give me an E. Give me a squiggly. Give me an O.
CEO is not at the front greeting customers as they walk in.
CEOs are COOs are the chief operating officers, and they're the ones running things. The CEO handles new recruits, and
the operating. The O in operating stands for answering the phones. Like an operator, a company executive operator.
Yeah, he's the chief employment officer.
Yeah,
and so he handles new employment stuff, opportunities. So that's why he would be in charge of hiring this girl.
Yeah.
And bring her in. It's just he hired her for a shitty position that she seems like she wasn't qualified for.
All right, make your point now. Now that you have a better understanding of the position of CEO.
Fuck up.
Make your point, you son of a bitch.
It was just what you just said. I just don't get these guys that can hire in people and like, I'm gonna hire this super hot chick and maybe I'll be a little fucker. Like, dude, you have enough money that you're paying $600,000 or whatever it was for an apartment. God damn it.
3,600.
Never mind, I don't care.
No, $3,600 a month.
No, I think he's officially taking a knee. I think that push of the microphone.
Yeah, that's
the wave of the hand with the uttering the phrase I don't care off mic. I don't care.
Do you imagine if we just did that? No.
Yeah. I don't care. I'm done too. Yeah. I'm done too for the day.
Yep, I'm done as well.
If you want to, if you can.
This is how it goes.
That's your prerogative.
We'll sit in silence.
Someone has a little fun at your expense and take a knee.
All of a sudden we take a knee, don't we?
Yep.
We curl up in the corner. Clock. We shiver like a chihuahua in the corner, don't we? Is that what we do?
Whatever.
Good one. Nice response.
I wasn't making a response.
No, I don't know. Whatever. It sounds like
850 million is ridiculous.
Yeah,
dude. I'm sorry. I don't care if she was raped or not.
What is the point of that? Is that to get the headline in the paper? Is that why you put a tag like $850 million on it?
I guess.
As if her piece of ass is worth $850 million.
Yeah, or maybe there's some crazy computation they've laid out in their allegations. You know, $1 million for every whatever, or every day that she's had to live with this pain or some shit.
I could see that. Yeah. Some lawyer asshole.
Some rhetoric bullshit.
Now it was only 2 minutes of actual rape, apparently. So I mean, even if it was $1 million for every second,
it'd be 425 million for every minute, right?
I was going for every second.
How many seconds would that be?
120 seconds, so $120 million.
Spent a lot of time in the math room.
Now this is a case of rape that I can get behind.
Really?
It's a little different than that one. Yeah, because it
must be a toy.
No, remember the Vanderbilt rapist?
Yes.
I can stand behind that and go, yes, that is a rape.
Oh, I get it. Stand behind the victim.
Yes.
Okay.
And go, yeah, like, she's got an argument. When guys are shoving water
brutal.
bottles into your ass while you're passed out.
Well, wait a second. Reset this. It's a chick who passed out in the hallway of like a dorm, right?
She passed out in a dorm room.
Like one of the guys brought her home from a party.
Football player who was dating her.
Okay.
Sort of.
Right. And he sort of drags her in, leaves her in the hallway. She's passed out. And these animals, these hyenas, just circle the body, right?
Yeah. Vandenberg was his name. I'm trying to remember what. Brandon Vandenberg, Corey Beatty. Those are the ones.
All these guys were convicted.
Yeah.
Like last summer or something.
Yes. Vandenberg, who was her boyfriend at the time, gave her excessive amounts of alcohol that night. The next thing she remembers is waking up in a dorm room she doesn't remember. And there were cameras in the hallways, so they were able to get a lot of, and these idiots filmed it. Vandenberg drugged the unconscious woman to his dorm room, turned on porn, and told Beatty and 2 others charged in the case to assault the woman with a water bottle and rape her. He recorded the assault and sent it to his friends, one of whom replied, "She can call rape. Delete that shit. Dog, kick that bitch out or gangbang her. Don't let her wake up."
Dude. Wow. That is so brutal.
Yeah. The video showed one of the men, Brandon Banks, anally raping the woman with a water bottle, and Vandenberg standing over her saying, "Squeeze that shit."
Yeah.
Beatty then pissed on her. Fuck. Yeah. So that's the trial, if you remember, that we're talking about. And I can get behind that rape.
How many years?
I can stand behind that victim.
How many years they get?
I don't think they've said yet, but defense attorneys are trying to get
sentenced yet.
They're trying to get the case thrown out now on a technicality. Is that her? That's the victim. Water bottle ass herself right there.
Oh, that poor girl.
Yeah, that's brutal. Defense attorneys for 2 of the football players convicted are asking the judge to declare a mistrial. This is a mistrial, saying a jury intentionally withheld information that he was in fact a rape victim during the jury selection process. So they want to know.
Juror was asked, had he been a victim? All the jurors asked, have you been a victim of sexual assault?
Yes.
We want to root out any people who might be
biased
toward the victim here.
Yeah.
Against the defendants.
And so this guy, 31-year-old Todd Easter.
Just like he's ashamed to admit it.
Yeah.
So he doesn't admit it.
Well, what Todd, the thing with him was he didn't tell them because he didn't consider himself a victim. He was part of the jury, and an attorney said,
"Oh, he's very much like then."
Yeah, well,
a willing participant.
Yeah, they said we would not have allowed him to serve on the jury had we known he was a victim. of sexual assault. Easter says he wasn't a victim. He said
Well, there you go.
he was in a consensual relationship
Case closed.
with a dude, Matthew Swift,
Case closed.
who was several
Appeal
years.
denied. The crown is speaking. Order.
That is going to so snap off and take an eye out. He was in this relationship with this dude who was a lot older than him. And he told his parents, "Oh my God, mom, dad, I'm banging this guy. He's so hot. Love him." And his parents were like, "Oh, you're like 16. He's like 30.
Okay.
And so they called the police and he was totally against it. He was like, "No, I'm totally
So
banging
under
this
the
guy. I
law,
love
he's
it."
viewed as a victim because he's underage?
Yes. And so to him, he's going, "No, I wasn't a rape victim. My parents are just
Wow.
assholes and got this guy brought up
Okay.
on charges." But yeah, when you ask me if I'm a rape victim, no, I've never considered myself a rape victim. I was in love with this dude.
Isn't
and
that what matters?
yeah, I would think.
What he considers himself.
Yeah. Crazy how that works, right?
Interesting.
So I don't know.
Don't go into more horrific shit.
Well,
No,
yeah,
no,
you know,
I
what are you
don't,
gonna do?
Don't, dude.
what are you gonna do?
I don't want to hear about little kids being raped.
Well, I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to go there. Well, we got a teacher who married someone who he raped. Is that okay to go down? Yeah.
Happy ending.
Former Alabama high school teacher was indicted on charges of having a sexual relationship with a student. He's now married her.
Sounds like a Mary Kay Letourneau situation in reverse.
In reverse, yes. Matthew Wester married Amy Cox,
Ooh.
C-O-X. Over the weekend, he's 37. She's 18 now. The couple obtained a marriage license like a week ago. The teenage bride who works at Sonic Burger. That's good. She graduated from high school last month.
Whoa, he's woken up.
That was just the idea. The bride who works at Sonic.
Is that
Look at
do they
Sonic.
roll around on skates at Sonic Burger? Or
They some of them still do, I believe. I don't know if they do it in Michigan. Probably in the summer, I guess they do.
Did she have to request that weekend off like 3
Oh,
weeks
she
in
would get
advance
married?
from her assistant
You'd have
manager?
to. You'd have
Yeah.
to. Can't just show up on an off weekend like that, not get the day off.
Sounds like she wasn't on fianced very long.
No.
I mean, she just graduated in May.
There she is, E.
There she is. The charge is currently pending against Mr. Wester stem from an investigation of his relationship with the victim while she was a student and he was the teacher. He's also a coach at the high school. He's been on paid leave since November of 2014.
Awesome.
How fucking sweet is that?
Yeah.
Banging a hot chick and he's
God.
on paid leave.
Look at that dude.
God bless his union.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at her. Yeah, I'm glad she's going into this eyes wide open, making a good decision.
Right.
Looks
Like
like she has a good head on her shoulders.
This
This is
is
meant to
happily
be.
Jay, don't you read
Agreed.
this? Happily married. That's like looks like a tweet or something that she sent
Love
out.
is blind, E. We don't know. We don't know how the stars aligned in such a way or why.
Imagine the
But they did.
conversations going on in that household.
You're
I
only
know.
She hasn't even hit the club
Yeah.
days yet. She's 18.
I know. God.
Oh
what
my
a
God, I'm
moron.
so tired. I'm not getting out of bed yet.
Oh
And
my
he's like,
God.
Get the fuck up. It's time to go to work. It's time to go to
Honey.
Sonic Burger. They're blowing up your phone.
Let's go fuck up some Sonic. And she's just like, oh my God, Taylor Swift's coming back to town. Can we go? And he's like, who? Who? Fucking Crew's going to be here in November. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? Let's go to Motley Crue. And
She's like, I'm just trying to deal
"Ugh."
with this back hair.
Dude, this idea of getting God, what a moron. Getting married, like you said.
no, he's a genius.
No, him is
He's-
awesome for him.
He's a genius. And here's why.
No.
Because you know, Jay, that it's you don't have to testify against your husband if you're married or
Mhm.
your wife. And so they're looking at these charges that are pending and coming up. And this guy's like, yeah, let's go down the aisle and get married really quick. And now if that witness can't testify in the case against him,
Right.
all of a sudden they're like, oh, fuck, I guess it's over. And they're going to just
No.
toss this case.
Don't get me wrong. Good for this guy. Good for him. I'm talking about the girl being at this age and this
Yeah.
getting what a moron.
Look at her. She looks really, really young. She looks like she's 15. How do you do that, dude?
She could have been there. I mean,
How does
well-
this guy do this?
he was married too.
What do you well, you know, sometimes you find a new soulmate, I guess.
This came out
Stars aligned. What can
Right.
we do about the stars, right?
Right. Age is just a number, Jay.
Cox's ex-boyfriend Don Brooks shared the story on Facebook with the caption "fucking disgusting" because he's not in there anymore,
Yeah.
and his math teacher's now banging his girlfriend. He was married when the investigation began. He has a kid. His wife, his ex, was granted custody. His divorce was made final in April. His new bride-to-be graduated in May, and then he got married again in June.
God,
what a
perfect.
year. Boy,
What a
they
3-month period for this guy.
Boy, they say, moving, getting married, having a kid, one of those in a year can just blow up your year, right?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, look at all those events that they had.
Yeah,
That's
divorce,
incredible.
graduation, and marriage
It's a lot of
in
life
3
change.
months.
It's not recommended. That's a lot of life change to undergo.
It says to me, it just screams love. I mean, if you're willing to go through that, all
yeah.
that quickly, I mean, it just screams love. So, congratulations to the new couple.
God, yeah, I'm
Happy
sure
days
I'm
ahead.
sure it'll last forever. I'm sure he will never. Like, it just has all the makings to me of going the distance. Obviously,
You're right.
Where are we going on our honeymoon? I have to I have to give him 2 months notice at Sonic. Where are we going?
Where
Can we go to Cedar Point for our honeymoon?
Cedar Point.
they're gonna go? She gonna go to college? I wonder. Well, why would she now? She's got a promising career at Sonic. She just got married. Why would she want to go off to college?
Yeah, he's still getting his paycheck, right?
Yeah, he's been getting paid since
Just
November
sitting at
2014.
home, probably playing fucking Xbox.
Yeah. Blowing up her phone all day.
Dude, your Cedar Point mention made me think of Class Trip, and it made me think of Manny on his, but it also made me think of Russ. Russ just went to the zoo last week with his
Nice.
class, and I go, Russ, how was the zoo? He goes, we saw camels, anteaters.
I mean,
And-
dromedaries.
That's what I said. Saw camels, anteaters, and something else having sex. I'm like,
Okay.
very good.
Nice.
Anteaters,
Anteaters banging
Banging.
at the zoo.
God.
They're weird animals. Man.
Oh,
I'm
they're
sorry.
so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Those big tails they have.
Wonder what they
Yeah.
would look like having sex.
I'm more worried about the big noses they have.
Well, sure, the noses, but if you look at them wandering around the zoo, the first thing that hits you is these big plume-like tails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that story the
I
other
also
day?
worry about the fact that they eat ants.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a healthy diet. Can they eat fire ants?
I don't know.
Would that be like eating Tabasco sauce for us?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe
that
they
what
just
happened?
sprinkle some in, little flavor.
Yeah. Did you see that story out of?
Hold on. How about a dromedary banging?
How does that even? How do they do it?
It's a good question.
Dromedary style,
Yeah,
for sure.
not missionary.
Not missionary.
Ever.
Not reverse cowgirl.
I mean, does he just
No.
get up on top of her?
Picture a dromedary reverse cowgirl. Why would their legs even
They start with 69ing. Obviously, they're not going
Yeah.
to start with reverse cowgirl. I mean, they warm up. There's foreplay, right?
do they hump? I knew Mike would love that. He loves puns. Mike loves
does.
puns.
He is the king of puns,
It was punny. It was punny.
which is why you laughed.
He loves
To the
it.
hump. That was
God, he loves puns.
It's kind of
Kinda
weird
funny.
here.
I guess
out
I
of all
never
the things
noticed
that-
this about him before we started doing this show. How much he loves puns. He loves
Yeah,
wordplay.
And with
What are
his
you gonna
whole
do?
sense of humor, his whole kind of attitude, you would think that puns would be kind of beneath
But
his
way
comedic
beneath,
value.
way
but
beneath.
But here's the difference. I know it's being
See-
cornbally
He
when
likes
they
a
throw it out there.
sarcastic pun.
Yeah, I like the smart assy
Yeah,
way
but
of a
you
pun,
could
kind of like
argue-
you just did with the humps. I was perfectly willing to
Nope.
let that joke just sit there, be what it is, not meant to save the day, not meant
Huh.
to save the show.
He did that.
Throwing
for
it
your-
out there.
But
Yeah.
he did that for your
They
benefit,
hump.
though. He didn't do that because he would
No,
have said
he
it.
did that because it hit his head, and he went, "Oh yeah,
No.
hump, dromedary." He wasn't thinking about me. He didn't hold back on that joke. Well, no, we can't release that joke.
I'm
Too
gonna
funny for me.
Save this for later.
No, you beat me to thinking of that joke,
Yeah.
and so you spit it out there. See how easy that was?
You given 10 more seconds, you'd have said it.
Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't
Maybe
going
5
down that.
more seconds.
Yeah. To the hump.
See,
They definitely hump.
how much you love it, though.
Yeah. Probably a dry hump.
I am still picturing that reverse cowgirl, 2 dromedaries. I just
I'm
can't
just
get over that.
still fascinated by the fact that Russ apparently that's what he got out of it.
No,
is
that's
that
all
they
he got
brought-
out of it. And then he just walked by me. Yeah, we saw this, and this having sex. I'm like,
awesome. That's
carry
exactly
on,
what-
Russ.
yeah.
Carry on, sir.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, your mom's inside.
Exactly.
No, picture a dromedary, number one, laying on its back, right?
It
So-
can't. It's got the humps. that
Right,
roll.
exactly. So you're dealing with that. You'd have to dig a hole
Yeah.
in order to fit the humps.
Yeah.
So the male dromedary is laying on his back. He's got his legs like straight out, right?
Yeah.
See, there you go. And then the female Mounts.
He saw that at the zoo.
Yeah, I guess.
Russ saw that.
The female doesn't look that into it. She just kind of sits
They
there.
never are. They never are in nature. Only the human female
Look at
enjoys
their-
this shit.
Well, no, isn't it dolphins? I thought dolphins and humans are the only people who
Really?
have sex for pleasure. I thought people, the only
Well,
animals.
we've talked about the barbed penis of the male,
Yeah.
or of the male lion.
Lions.
I
Yep.
should add, not just the male.
Yeah.
But that clearly the female does not enjoy lion sex.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's not that she, by the way, here, I wouldn't say she's disenjoying. I just think it's just a neutral feeling.
Just enjoying.
She's just there.
Look at both their bottom lips.
Yeah. What's going on, bro? Look at his back hands. His back hands are like a size 22 shoe.
See, that's what I'm picturing. The female is going to have to
Look
be in
at
that
those
position
boobs.
backward on a male dromedary laying on its back. So that picture a dromedary in that position facing the feet of the male laying on its back
Yeah.
in order
Pretty much impossible, obviously.
to accomplish the reverse cowgirl.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
There are no other positions
Not
in
ideal.
nature. The only positions in nature are dog style.
I refuse to believe there's no missionary out there.
There might be something, I suppose, but like if you really, I've never seen
What
an
do you
image
think?
of any other
I
animal.
think maybe
I'm trying to think.
I think maybe dolphins, right?
Do it missionary?
Yeah, I think maybe they come upon each other like front to front, belly to belly. No, am I imagining that? Kadog
Really?
knows. He has the answer in his head.
I neither know nor will volunteer to continue
Google
to
it.
Google image search all these animals having sex for you.
It's not your computer. Who cares?
It's just sick, Jay.
He's taking a knee.
I'm drawing a line.
Kadog
which
is
not
taking
the
a
same
knee.
as taking a knee.
Can you Google in the animal kingdom, does anyone have missionary sex? I mean, turtles?
Well, I guess this is kind of close. These are images for dolphin size, so I mean,
There we go. It's missionary.
I mean, it's
you
kind
son of a bitch. It's missionary.
kind of is.
That is the definition of
That
missionary.
looks 69-ish.
No. That's bottlenose to bottlenose.
Let me see it.
Go back, dude. You had it.
Yeah, come on.
I was trying to find even a better one.
Oh, you didn't
I
need a
called
better
it, dude.
one.
It's the one freaking mammal out there. It's
And
the
you know
one
what?
animal
It
out
would
there
make
that
sense.
does it.
It would make sense if that's the other animal that has
Ah,
sex
there
for
you go.
pleasure.
Look at that monkey. Look at that poops.
Oh, of
Look at
course
that
those
poop.
sons of bitches do
Yeah.
too. Why didn't we think of that? God, that's gross. Ugh. Monkeys.
Yeah.
But even monkeys,
No, I bet they still do it, doggy,
I bet
right?
most of the time it would
Yeah.
probably be.
I bet they're just playing right there. They're not doing it in that picture.
I don't know.
I
that
don't
image.
know. It's-
Looks like he's kind of balls deep in her. She's missing a toe, isn't she?
Gross.
Yeah.
She's a 2.
Crickets? Crickets do it missionary?
Grasshoppers?
Hoppers? Yeah, the hoppers do it.
Are these images just for animals having sex, or are these actually missionary style animals having sex?
That looks like a three-way too.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's a
Who knew?
hopper 3-way.
We got a couple kids out of Michigan that are potentially facing some trouble.
Hey, before you get to that,
Yes.
we have to mention that the following segment is brought to you by David Helm. Helm Law wants to let you know that in addition to divorce, they also handle criminal matters. Attorney David Helm started his practice at the Livingston County Prosecutor's Office and is now dedicated to making sure every person labeled defendant receives fair treatment. So whether you're leaving your children in the car, mouthing off to a cop, or have your hands full on a bus, Helm Law can help. Call them at 248-679-8804 or go online to helmlawpc.com and set up your free consultation. Tell them you support the Detroit Cast and receive 15% off.
Well, these guys could be potentially Helm could get a call from these kids.
Yeah, they're local, right?
Yeah, they are. They're in some trouble. These couple kids from the area went down to spend the summer with their grandmother.
Damn it, Kadog.
Come on.
I know.
God
This monkey's
damn it.
just eating this other monkey's ass out.
You deserve that. I had to see
Yes.
it, therefore you
Agreed.
had to see
Son of a bitch.
Agreed.
God damn it.
His nose is literally buried in the other guy's
Yeah.
asshole.
It is.
Sex is. Ugh.
So they're at this.
Wait, what'd you just say?
I think sex is gross most of the, especially amongst animals.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well,
the onion.
this-
Little piece of that peel just came back.
this happened at a Florida apartment complex pool. These kids are accused of taking their BB gun
Hold
out.
on. I thought you said it was a local issue.
Yeah,
They're
they were-
local
they were-
kids down in Florida.
They were down in Florida
Gotcha.
for the summer visiting Nana. And they opened fire with a BB gun out the window and started shooting people laying at the pool. All 4 people were struck by pellets, including Leanne Dontigny, who was hit in the shoulder and the mouth.
Dude.
Yeah.
Imagine that, right? You're just laying by the pool.
Yeah.
Get a BB to the tooth.
Yeah. 2 over bottom teeth were broken.
I'd rather have that than my top teeth.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
So it's good. This is a good news story.
I first got shot in the arm. It hurt really bad. I didn't know where it came from. Then I freaked out and worried about the safety of my children. I quickly turned around. My lounge chair was behind me and I got shot in the mouth.
Damn! You shot me in the mouth.
Not as good as the neck, but
dude,
that would
pretty
suck.
bad.
That would suck to be shot in the mouth.
Dude, if you had to take a BB anywhere minus the eye, the mouth might be a close second.
Yeah.
Get your fucking tooth rocked out by a BB?
A testicles you wouldn't want to take a BB right at
Yeah, but it could absorb it. Honestly,
that would hurt like hell.
It would, but think about getting a tooth shattered by a BB.
Yeah, that would suck. That wouldn't be fun. Also injured were Sabrina Thiebold, Cliff Woods, and his wife Susan. They were struck in the shoulder, lower back, and chest. All survivable. I would rather be shot in the shoulder, lower back, and chest, all 3 of those, than shatter 2 teeth.
Yes, agreed.
Police chief said that it was a 12 and 16-year-old boys returned to Michigan after officers talked to their mother. Investigators are talking with the state's attorney's office and officials in Michigan to determine whether the boys will be arrested. They could face extradition to Florida on charges of aggravated and simple battery. Cliff Wood said, I'd like to see charges filed against them. Maybe they can learn a lesson. The boy's Nana, her window screens had holes in them, but she denied her grandsons were involved in the shooting. The boy's mother said in a phone conversation with police that her sons are not going to talk to law enforcement. So
you can totally see kids thinking that'd be hilarious, right?
Oh,
you're at Nana's, you got nothing else to do. You grab Papa's BB gun.
Yeah.
You know, he's got one for shooting squirrels or whatever he does.
Yeah, a little pump action rifle.
Yeah.
You can see it there in the picture.
And then you're like, you look out and you see these people laying by the pool. I frankly don't blame them. 12 and 16 years old.
Yeah. It seems like harmless fun, but
and then it sounds like once this lady moved, then a second shot rocked her in the teeth. It's not like they were aiming. Like I have a BB gun and it's dead on, man.
So you're saying the victim is partly responsible for this?
I mean, she shouldn't have moved in the manner that she moved.
These
she
guys
should have
had
zigged instead of zagging.
Wait, you have a BB gun that's got great aim?
Fuck yeah.
Really?
Yes. It's sweet. It's dead on. I mean, you line that thing up with the sight and it's there.
Really?
So if I wanted to shoot somebody in the mouth from 20 yards away, I could shoot.
Could you do it from a couple 100 yards away? 100 yards?
No.
But from a window, looking down at the pool, you could tee off on some people.
Could rock somebody.
Yeah.
So I give them credit that wasn't their first shot. If that was their first shot, I'd be like, you fuckers.
Yeah.
Trying to hit somebody in the face, in the teeth.
Yeah.
But if you're just shooting at legs, I feel like she shouldn't have flinched as much as she did.
Yeah. She kind of asked for it by turning around and showing her grill to him.
Yeah. Don't turn toward the shooter.
Yeah. Because you notice the other victims that didn't do that, they took one in the chest, the shoulder.
Did we learn nothing from the grassy knoll?
Yeah.
My God, true. Man. That's brutal.
Yeah.
I think these kids, I don't know.
Unfortunately, these kids probably aren't going to learn much of a lesson here because mom's like, they ain't talking to law enforcement. Fuck them. And Nana's like, my boys wouldn't do that.
Yeah. So they're not going to do ballistics and all this garbage, right?
Yeah. Extradite the kids, how expensive that would be. It's funny. We were talking about this yesterday, Jay, when you were gone, we got into another discussion about mothers turning their kids in.
Yeah, what else you guys talk about?
Well,
did you hit that shark attack? Did you see the shark attack?
I did. You son of a bitch. You weren't here for that.
See? You see what happens?
Yeah, well, yeah, we got into a whole thing. You'll have to listen back to it. But yeah, I needed you here because I wanted your insights on the shark attack. I figured you'd be against it.
Generally against
notion
of sharks attacking humans.
We got into the discussion of if a shark it had to take your arm, would you rather he take it at the elbow or the shoulder? Because one of them got it taken at the elbow and one got it taken at the shoulder.
I feel like something might still be usable. I hearken back to the fidget arm.
Yeah,
I think the fidget arm lady has proven that half an arm is better than no arm.
Yeah, Mickey brought up the fact that you could pop an arm on there.
Yeah.
with the way things are going. And I don't like the idea of the shoulder strap on arm where you got to wear it around the back, you know, kind of holstering your arm on.
Yeah.
That'd be a pain in the ass. So I think as
it
a
looks
group,
too fake, just the whole thing.
Yeah. As a group, we all ruled that we'd rather have a shark if he had to take a limb,
Agree.
take it at the elbow.
Agree. But the idea of an animal eating my flesh just,
yeah.
It's the worst.
Look at that poops. He didn't mean to. Accident.
Yeah, no, he did. He did.
No,
he meant to.
He's after fish and he saw your arm flailing and he
He
got
meant
confused.
to eat that arm.
He took it off clean though.
Really?
Yeah. Got
So
a hand.
so it was at the elbow?
Yeah, one was at the elbow, one was at the shoulder.
Okay. That's the discussion.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But back to the mother, there was another story we did about two moms who turned in their 16-year-old kids for murder. They shot a kid on a bike who was 16 and killed him, and they felt really bad for the other
victims,
for the victim and the victim's family. They were really apologetic, and so we got into that discussion about.
And how many of you amongst me?
No, dude, I'm on your side in the end of this. I know that, and this is where he's going with this. So I'll let you can.
What?
Well, I figured you were talking about what we were talking about, what parents would do.
Yeah, Mickey was saying his parents, under no circumstances would they turn him in,
really?
Ever, no matter
what. And he thinks
what
that's okay. He thinks that's okay because they're his parents. He just said,
I said his parents love him more than your parents love you because yours couldn't wait to turn.
I was adamant against him. That was bullshit. That the idea that your parents
means his parents are unethical,
right?
Maybe.
Whereas E's are.
So I got a text from my mom today saying, by the way, I don't think I could turn you in for murder. But she said, don't let your dad find out because he would turn you in for murder.
Good for Bob.
Yeah. So you can see that. And I wrote my mom back. I said, thank you. I love you that much also. I don't think I would turn you in for murder. So, you know.
You know what? The murder thing doesn't even, because that's such an outrageous thing. But when I ended up getting pretty, I think, mad at Mickey about this. But like he made a statement flat out just saying, my parents, no matter what I did, no matter what I was right or wrong, would never, they'd always have my back. And it's like, I was just like, that's bullshit, man. It's bullshit. And that goes right to stories we've talked about in the past about the idea of, you know, going into the principal's office and saying, well, the teacher says your kid was texting in class, whatever it may be. And us just saying, no, they're on equal footing. My son never did anything.
What kind of lesson in personal responsibility is that? And don't more kids need those lessons?
Right. Totally.
Yeah, but you know, it still comes back to listen. You're not bringing the victim back.
Fuck that. Fuck the murder.
Why ruin your kid's life too?
Fuck the murder one. The point was that Mickey sat here and said he thinks that no matter what he did in any situation, whether he was completely wrong, he thinks his parents would always they have my back. They love me. That's bullshit, man.
Well, are you saying that he's lying, or are you just saying it's a bullshit position for his parents to take?
Yeah, I'm saying it's bullshit that his parents, if that's true, I think that's bullshit that they would take that position. I agree, man. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Mickey. But you're bullshit.
Yeah.
Your position is bullshit.
It breeds a group of people that just think I'm never wrong. I've never apologized for anything.
It's just completely selfish, right? They don't want their son to have to go through the consequences of that because that would upset their family.
I would worry that makes you an accessory. If you harbor,
if you're covering shit up,
it would, wouldn't it? In some level, maybe not. I don't know.
It could depending on the circumstance.
Right?
Yeah. You find yourself in prison for 7 years because your kid killed someone and you didn't say anything.
Here's what I said last night. The answer was I didn't ask my parents today. But here's what I said. I don't think they'd want to. I'm sure they'd be.
You didn't even talk to your parents today. Let's be honest.
No,
I sent him home with homework. I asked him to ask his parents if he killed someone, whether they would turn him in or not, and he couldn't. Okay,
well, here's the thing, though. I don't know what they would answer, but what I do know is maybe they wouldn't want to. Maybe that's not happening. Maybe they would, sit there overnight, yada yada. But I know, really, in the end, there is no way, knowing my dad and my mom,
who would turn you in faster, your mom or your dad?
Well, my dad would be faster. I think dads tend to be. But anyway, the point is, I know, knowing them, that they wouldn't want to. But there is no way my dad would allow me just to continue my life if he knew this about me. There's no way. We couldn't just go on pretending that I didn't clip some guy, on the 95.
The wing.
Right.
Yeah.
Just no way. I just know he
coming out of
couldn't.
the parking lot.
But I just know it. I just
Yeah.
know he
No,
couldn't
I'm the
do
same
it.
way. I know.
Would
I
you-
know that for a fact.
Would
yeah.
you let Helm represent you if you had to go to court over
Of
it?
course I would.
You would? Okay.
Because I would
that's
get
good.
15% off because I could just say, I heard of this. I had on the Detroit cast.
Speaking of David Helm, remember, if you are a young, attractive female teacher who is eager to brighten her students' future, or you enjoy a good beer but can't seem to find the time to fix your taillight, call Helm Law 248-679-8804 or go online at helmlawpc.com to set up your free consultation and receive a complimentary 6-ounce bottle of water. Don't forget. Tell them you support the Detroit Cast and receive 15% off.
I'll spare you, Jay. Before we get to email, I've got a pile of 6 stories that you don't want to do. So
I don't wanna do
I'll
them.
spare you. I won't go into details about the guy that walked in to pick his daughter up from daycare and found the guy banging his daughter. The 5-year-old. I told you, I'll give you that courtesy that I'm not going to tell you that story.
Yeah.
I'll also not tell you the story about the cheerleader and what's going on with her. But I did want to tell you this story because I think this goes to a bigger problem. We got a story of a woman who it sounds like is paying too much attention to their dog and not enough attention to the husband.
Right.
And he got jealous of this. And so he nailed the dog.
Well, why would that be the solution?
It's a problem solver right
Well-
there. You don't knock his problem solving skills.
John Medley, he's from Alabama. He was jealous of his wife's relationship with a dog, believing she paid more attention to the animal than she did him.
So he bangs the proops.
So he nailed the Shih Tzu.
God, what's a Shih Tzu look like? Tiny, right?
5 to 10 pounds.
Oh, God.
It's a cat.
How do you even
basically.
nail a
It's a
Shih
cat.
Tzu? Missionary?
I mean, yeah, well, doggy probably. Or missionary. It's only 5 to 10 pounds. It's like a football.
How would you do that?
It's like a
I
Fifi.
wouldn't do it. So
That's
I
a
don't know.
that's a Shih Tzu.
Look at that proops. Look at that proops. I hate
Lots
Shih
of
Tzus.
different looks for this Shih Tzu, depending on the hairstyle that you want to go with, huh?
Yeah. If you had to bang a dog, would you bang a Shih Tzu?
I'm not gonna bang a dog. So I'm not
Look at
gonna-
that long-haired one, That's kind of
Yeah, it's a little, it's kind of cute.
little mopsy looking thing.
He claimed that this is her baby and shit. So he was this is his way of causing her the pain.
People are
Causing
so
her pain was to
stupid.
mess with the dog.
People are
So he messed
so
with the dog.
fucking stupid. You're in a relationship with a girl. You have
Claire's
a
one.
dog. What'd you say?
Nothing. Go ahead.
I don't care what you said. You're in a relationship with a dog, and my girlfriend or wife, whatever, is putting too much attention on it. So I'm gonna fuck the dog.
Well, Beth,
get back at her.
spends a lot of time and pays a lot of attention to Izzy. I mean,
Yeah. Izzy
maybe-
does lick her box a lot.
that's right. I mean, I'm just saying this is an option that's always out there for people. If you're not paying enough attention to your man, they might just turn around and bang your dog.
Hmm.
This is what happened with this guy.
What a mindset to me. Just
Here's the silver lining, though. There are no bestiality laws in the state of Alabama, so he's facing a misdemeanor charge. It's going to
Well,
cost him like $500.
Did it kill the dog? Honestly, like
No. Buster's his name. He's 2 years old. Ah, look at that poops, Buster.
dude, it was a guy dog. I'm thinking the whole time, at least he's banging a female dog.
Nah, he's hitting the ass.
Damn it.
Buster was examined by a vet
I know
after
it-
being penetrated. He's
Jay
now
has this
doing
bel-
fine.
Jay has this belief that when people bang animals,
I
they at
do.
least look for
I think 90% of the time when you hear about these stories, Castillo, for instance, he's banging a female horse.
I don't believe it. I believe he just goes after whatever's there, and he
Yeah,
doesn't
I
even
think
look.
he's looking for a hole.
He's looking for a mare, ideally, but I don't doubt that he put it in a stallion. No, dude, I think they are. I think when they're banging sheep, I think they're throwing it in a vagine. Missionary,
why,
of course.
What is the deal with sheep? Do sheep vagines feel very similar to human vagines? Why is it always sheep?
I don't know. I think they're easy to catch.
Is that what it is? They're slower?
Maybe just easy to catch, somewhat the size, which you could, without, being kicked by it and, break your leg like Castillo.
Castillo did, yeah.
Ended up with a broken leg from the horse.
Ugh.
No, I am absolutely assuming that most of these guys banging animals are banging females. Is
think
that
they're-
wrong of me?
I don't think
Dude,
they're looking at that point.
I never thought about it that much, but when I guess when I think back to thinking about stories like this, I kind of am with E, where it was like, they're
Your
just throwing it in a
assumption is it's a
hole.
guy?
Well, I
I
don't
don't
even
know
assume that
why.
they're a guy or a girl. I
don't
just
even
assume
know
they're going
why.
to the ass. I don't even think whether it's a guy or a girl. I
don't
assume they're banging
I don't
them in the
think
ass.
that's right. I think they're banging vagines.
See,
Dog, do you have an opinion on this?
I guess I always picture them coming up behind the animal.
Exactly.
Sure.
Which is why I think of
You can't bang something from behind.
of
Mike?
course you can, but it seems like the more prominent on display hole is that one. When you're talking, like, I don't know, I wouldn't know where to look for a sheep vagina.
Right under the ass.
I just never thought about it. I know where the asshole is.
Mike, Miguel.
You son of a bitch. That was the worst thing you've ever said to me. You said some horrible shit to me. You just called me.
Sorry, dude. That was uncalled for.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I feel bad about that.
I accept your apology.
Can you Google, like, most beast?
Don't have him Google
he
bestiality.
looks at me like, fuck off. Just Google, like,
banging sheep.
Is most bestiality
Anal.
performed with a female
How is
animal?
there going to be an answer to
I
that?
don't know. Like, ask Jeeves or something.
Jeeves.
He's asking it.
Google answers or whatever the hell. I don't know, dude. I just feel like I think you guys are wrong on this, and I don't know.
I just don't think the guy that's about to bang a sheep is even looking. I don't think
Yeah,
there might be females or it might be
No,
males,
I honestly
it's gonna
think
be it's going to be the first one that he walks into. To me, so it might be a girl at times, but I don't think they're looking for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just never put that much thought into it, I guess.
I think they're looking for some. I don't. Maybe I'm way off.
I mean,
yeah,
you could
but-
just go get a hooker for $100. Like, you're banging an animal. Like, you're
that
an animal
point.
at that point. What do you give a shit?
Right? Are you
A
really
hole
worried
is a
about
hole.
disease at that? That's the other funny thing. You're right. I mean, if you're not worried, if you're going to bang an animal, you're clearly not worried about if you're going to get anything.
right.
So why not pay the cheapest hooker and at least have it be a female?
Yeah, I don't know. I wish I could say, but I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I am the master of the segue. Zot Ford still needs your trade-in, so we've had to extend this offer. For a limited time, Zot Ford is conducting a special key-for-key event. During this event, you can exchange your current vehicle for a brand new 2015 Ford without spending a dime out of your pocket. Also, they may be able to match or lower your monthly payment. Zot Ford is authorized to assist you in terminating the remainder of your loan or lease, no matter what you owe. You give them the keys to your current vehicle, and they will give you the keys to a brand new 2015 Ford. Plus, as an added bonus, Zot Ford will make your first month's payment up to $500. You can only do this at Zot Ford, and you can only do it during the month of June.
There's one other story I'm not going to tell you about, Jay, about the teacher with the second grade class that was playing the Helen Keller game with the kids.
No,
where he would blindfold the kids during recess. He would have like a gaggle at girls there, and then they said that he was putting some object in their mouths while they were blindfolded. He was calling it the Helen Keller game. I'm not even going to tell you about it because I don't think you want to hear it.
That reminds me of the cum cookies. Do you remember the cum
Dude,
cookie case?
I remember the cum cookies. Yes.
Eat the cookies. Eat the cookies. All these kids are eating these cookies. Oh, there's something.
Yeah, but if you remember, they ended up getting like
drizzle.
Dude, they got like 85 million bucks, right?
Like, so
Split
yeah.
between 20 of them or something.
right.
Yeah.
So it was worth
It's
it.
a great
so
news
worth
out
it.
of San Jose or
Yeah,
wherever it was.
it was around
That
there, yeah.
really.
I think we decided at the end of that story that they got $85 million for something they're going to do for free in a few years, right?
Yes, I think that was the take. Yeah.
So it seemed like a well worth it.
I guess you can always look at any child rape story like that if you really want to
Well,
find a
but yeah,
silver
if you're a
lining,
monster,
Mike.
if you're a monster,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
they got
this is
85 million.
Whoa. I mean, cum cookies are a little different than getting actually molested. They really just, I mean, there's
Dude.
still cum mixed in with cookie mix.
No, he put it
No,
on
it's like
top.
drizzle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but you still had cookies.
I think
regular
you said
cookie
you'd eat
underneath.
it for like $15.
No, I did not say 15. It was,
It was
clearly
something
in
like
the,
that.
it was in
Yeah.
the thousands or
It was
100.
not.
You said you'd
500.
eat a spoonful of it for 500.
Yeah, but I've changed.
No, you haven't
No.
changed. That's an ongoing. It's going into perpetuity, that offer.
Yep.
And our Kickstarter reward, we want to remind people of,
It still stands.
still stands.
Can we please read email?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
He wants to check out. It's time for
We're
E to check
wrapping
out
up our
show.
E love and cum stories.
Yeah. Did we find an answer on that, Kadog? I really, honestly, my thought is these guys are at least banging female animals.
I just,
Yeah, I
again, I
don't
think
know.
they might at times. I think they just, if they forget about that fucking sheep, I
Yeah,
think you just
that-
walk in and
That's
whatever.
a good point. I mean, they're not choosy.
yeah, I wouldn't think so. I don't know.
Yeah, CR writes in yesterday. Now, don't forget, this was yesterday. Jay sounds hot today. Wingy face.
I see.
Yeah, I think he was referring to yesterday.
Yeah.
Susan writes in Proops hater, racist fat ass, and anti-vaginist.
Nice. I identify as thin, by the way, as you remember. So I take offense at that.
Susan's listening to
This was
Monday's
before
show
that, though.
right now, and you guys touched on the topic of having to kill horses if they break a leg. Being your equine-related specialist in the past, I feel it is my duty to educate you and any non-horse people listeners as to why they can't live on 3 legs. Horses' internal organs are so heavy that they really cannot lay down for extended periods of time, or their organs get crushed and fucked up. They, well, that's
Sounds
a good
very
way to put
medical.
it.
Is that the technical term?
Sure.
And fucked up?
Very
Yeah,
technical.
their organs get heavy and fucked up and shit.
Please, Susan, the technical jargon, please
Yeah.
leave it out.
Yeah,
so
the
that we can
labels
all
on our
understand
heads.
it.
I don't even get what you just said there. To
Yeah.
be honest with you. I'm
They
very
get
confused.
crushed and fucked
That's-
up.
Can we put it in the layman? We're not.
Fooked up.
Fooked
Right.
up, yeah.
Fooked up.
I've heard of that, I think. I think
Yeah.
I read that in a medical diary at one point.
Fooked upe.
Fuktupe, yes.
They can't digest properly and end up dying from colic-related complications.
They they get colics in their hair?
Oh my god.
Wow.
That's
So
not
they
a good-
part it
not a
on
good
the other
look.
side.
Not a
Yeah,
good
that's
look.
a terrible look.
Horses can't vomit. If they get constipated, it will kill them. Imagine that. Death by chronic constipation. As I have informed you of in the past, thoroughbreds have to live breed for the sperm to be legit. That is because it's the easiest way to prove who the baby daddy is. I hope this spreads knowledge and understanding to all decast fools. Good day and goodbye, BUI.
So why can't
Susan.
you just put a cast on it and let them stand?
That I know, dude. That's my thing too. Why can't you put a prosthetic leg on?
Yeah, I don't even think they've tried. I think their first rule of thumb is just shoot it in the head.
Damn, you shot me in the head.
Really? I mean, you're dealing with really expensive racehorses all
Yeah.
these times that we see this happen, and what
Yeah.
just happened in Belmont, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Let's give it a try at least.
I
No?
know. Didn't they try that with one of the champion horses?
I do feel like
That
they did
broke
try
its
it, and then they
leg.
ended up putting it down like a week later.
Shot
or
him in the
something.
head. Damn. You shot me in the head.
You think the horse is looking at him going, "Don't you dare, motherfucker! It's just a broken ankle. I
Oh,
twisted. I'm gonna walk it off. I'm gonna walk it off. Boom! Damn! He shot me in the head."
I don't think they do.
it's like E after his first tackle football practice.
Look at these poops. Look at these poops wearing casts.
Honestly, man, cast that shit. Yes, there's a prosthetic.
Look at him. Let me try.
Thank
Give me
you.
a chance.
He's a peg leg. He looks like a pirate,
Yeah.
a pirate horse.
Ah, arr, horsey, arr.
Yes, give it a try. Why not?
Yeah, who
It's a
was
majestic beast.
it? Who was it? There was definitely a
Yeah.
horse that broke his leg. He might have been going for the Triple Crown. Even it was like a huge story a few years ago.
Yeah, I remember that, man. You're right. The message board. Not sure the writer here because it's ZT4675 posts. I'm watching old Entourage episodes and notice that
Nice.
Turtle and Walters look alike, especially when he wears his hat backward.
Yeah, you could make that argument.
Yeah, I think I know
I
who
don't
that
think it's
is, and I can
that-
sort of see it.
It's not like that. Probably
Sort of like standard white guy with hat on backward, a
Yeah.
little bit of scruff.
Yeah.
a little bit of weight.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's
Fuck off,
that.
Dave.
That picture, that image does not look like Mike.
No,
but I think there are others that probably would.
Hollywood actors.
We
I've been
gotta-
compared to him before. You know, what are you gonna do?
I've never seen him in anything before.
Yeah, I've never seen him in.
He's in a
anything else.
blockbuster movie, but well, whatever. Hit show on HBO, but whatever.
Matt
Maybe
writes
didn't
in.
do that well.
Jealous sons of bitches.
Matt writes in. Hey guys, I'll try to keep this short. Last week while on a trip to Halifax, I had not one.
Nova Scotia.
Do they have Irish
Yes.
accents there?
Yes.
I had not one but two experiences with Toto's song Africa. The first, I had just sat down on the plane. I started playing Africa on my iPhone. While pondering which octave to choose, a black guy sat down right next to me. True story.
I bless the rains down in Africa.
The second, and probably more significant, came on Friday night. I was out at the bars and a cover band was playing. The place was pretty packed and we had seats directly next to the small stage where they were performing. I was more than a few beers in, and to my great excitement, they started playing Africa. I almost lost my shit. Correction, I lost my shit.
Awesome.
By the time the first chorus came around, I was standing up screaming the lyrics in what I can only imagine was a Mike Walters kind of key. By the time the second chorus came around, I was attempting to direct the crowd in singing. We all know this guy, right?
Yeah.
Like they were in a middle school band. Needless to say, I probably made a total ass of myself, but I couldn't care less. I don't have any clear memories from the rest of that night, so I honestly couldn't tell you how my singing was received, although I assume it was received poorly. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for reintroducing me to one of the greatest songs ever written. Love the show and have been hitting up your Amazon link like crazy. Thank you for doing that, Matt.
Yeah.
Peace, Matt.
I like that he just says, I can only assume it was received poorly.
Brandon writes in, holy fuck. Just made Jimmy John's delivery to a guy wearing a fuck hate shirt. Remember that?
Oh, yes.
That FCKH8?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
By the way, it read, some guys marry other guys. Get over it. Jeez. Couldn't believe it. Actually started laughing in the guy's face when I noticed the fuck hate at the bottom of the shirt. Guy looks at me like, what the fuck? So I just pointed behind him and yelled, squirrel. Thanks, guys, for the show. Also, Beth and Eric.
Awesome.
Cheryl writes in, King, cult leader, and fuckface. I listen to your show every day and laugh my ass off. I started listening to the Drewcast as soon as that radio station made the biggest fuck up ever, and I'm glad we still get to listen to you. I can't wait to start using my mug. When you get the right-handed mugs, let me know so I can advertise your show to more than myself. Thanks, guys. You're awesome. Eat a bag of dicks. Cheryl. We haven't heard that in a while. Eat a bag of dicks.
Yep.
It's kind of
that's where it all started.
Yeah, eat a bag of dicks. I'm thinking about saving this one for tomorrow. Should I do it or save it?
It's up to you.
Well, Jesus.
I think we better save it.
Ooh. I did not think you were going that route. I swear to God.
No, we'll save it for
tomorrow. I mean tonight, but I mean you're gonna have to read that one tomorrow, I guess.
We will. We'll read it tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh man, what a teaser. That'll bring the masses back.
Right? You've got to hear this email.
It better be good. All right. Well, let's call it a day there. It's good to have you back, Jay.
Thank you, sir. It's good to be back.
One day off was enough. So
yeah.
Anyway, thanks everybody for hanging with the show on a Wednesday. We'll do it again tomorrow for an all-new Thursday edition of the Detroit Cast.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit. Listen to God, watch you grow. You know not what makes that love. All your stuff.